next thing I know, pow, 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 grrr, pow, 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 pow. Both fell to the ground. I roll over, like, man, you good? He's like, nah, I got hit. So I'm pulling closer to me. Was raised in single parent household. Well, my mom was married to my stepdad. My father died when I was 5. And so we was first raised in the city of 27th and Monroe. Moved out south around 4th or 5th grade. And bro, I was a trouble kid.
Out south, when you say out south, you see south of Kansas City.
South KC.
Just, because
Understood. Yeah, South KC, like toward the Grandview area. Not Grandview, but South Kansas City.
Okay.
And so my mom is an amazing woman that wanted the best for her 2 sons.
Okay, too.
And so it's me and my little brother. I got other brothers and sisters on my dad's side. But in the house with my mom, it was just me and my little brother. And so me trying to find myself, find my own identity, I picked up some habits and choices that I probably shouldn't have. My mom believing in God, believing in Jesus, wanted her sons to have a connection with God. So she had us in church a lot. Like I'm talking like Bible study, singing in the choir. On Saturdays, she had the dance team. So we was up there. I might have been pushing the music. So I was like, me and my mom just talked about this, but I was riding a fine line of wanting to be in the streets and then being in church with my mom. So it was a lot of teetering and tottering and being lukewarm as far as believing in God and knowing that I wanted to be a man that was respected, right? Not having my father put me in a position to say, yo, as my mom, I want to follow her and believe in God. But as a man, I'm thinking, yo, all the dudes that get the respect, the admiration, the acknowledgement, the girls, the opportunities is in the street. So I got to make a real choice. I did. And by the time I was maybe like a freshman, sophomore in high school, I was out. I had to go to a military school. And so I think my mom is really like, I don't want to disrespect my mom at all. Like my mom is truth. Like something as a kid I hated. Like I want my mom to choose my side, even if I'm wrong, even if I'm messing up, even if I'm doing the wrong thing. Like my son, y'all better not do nothing to my son. My son knew what he was doing and the reason why he did it. But now with me working with kids now, I get to see just how bad that is, right? And so I appreciate and honor my mom for being a woman of truth. That if I was doing something I shouldn't have been, if I was doing something that was disrespectful to my dignity or my family, she would call me out on it. And I would hate that. You know what I'm saying? Like, why you just can't let me be who I am? Shoot, I didn't even know who I was going to be. But why can't you just let me stand in my own space, my own identity, and let me mess up in my own time? Caused me to make a lot of mistakes. For sure. And I bumped my head a lot. I didn't have a lot of male role models. My dad, like I said earlier, my dad died when I was 5.
So with your dad dying at 5, is your youngest brother
same mom, same dad?
Stepdad? So he's your
same mom, same dad. We got this. We share the same dad, but when my dad died, my little brother was 3, so he might not have the memory.
So you do have some
memory, but it's not nothing crazy. Like the memories of my father I have is him being on his deathbed, and then my mom getting a call that he died. That's it. I don't know his voice. I don't know how he walked, how he sound, how he dealt with trauma, how he dealt with adversity, what type of man he wanted to be, dreams he had, favorite food, favorite color. I don't know none of that. And so for a long time, bro, if I'm gonna be honest, I was mad about him. I I was upset about it. And I treated other people in my family that were still living terrible because of it. And it wasn't until I had to really look at myself that I realized God was blessing me in a real way, because I'm a sponge, and I know I'm a sponge. And if my dad was still here, it probably would be a great chance that I'd be a carbon copy of who he is.
Do you remember feeling a certain way at 5 though, when you seen him on the bed? Or
No. Uh-uh. But what's interesting is I had to feel something for it to still be in me.
yeah,
There had to be an emotional thing I was feeling for that to still be something I remember. Because I've talked to my mom about it. She's like, dang, you remember that? I was like, yeah,
did it take you till you got older to realize who that was on the bed?
absolutely.
Like, cause that was always a memory in your head, but you
Absolutely.
probably didn't really remember who that was till somebody let you know.
Absolutely. Because I didn't, when I think of him, I don't see his face. I just see a mirage. Like it's
Gotcha.
like a shell of who it is. It's not detail. It's just the form. It might say father above his head, but to see him, to hear him, I don't have that.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there was a deep seated thing. There was a connection between him and I that once that happened, you don't have to say, well, you know that was your dad and he died. There was something in me that realized that's who that was.
Gotcha.
And I remember my mom getting that phone call and crying and all that. Still at 41, I just turned 41 Saturday, and I still remember her getting that phone call. And so I think honestly, I was supposed to remember it. Um, I think it was supposed to be something that I remembered that inspired what I decided to do after.
So who did you look at your stepdad as at that time? Was he real dad or was he
Uh,
stepdad?
I looked at him, if I'm gonna be honest, and I have to speak true. I looked at him like a dude that was messing with my mom, that was married to my mom.
Got you.
I didn't give him the respect he deserved. If I'm gonna be honest, he deserved a lot of respect because he took on two kids that wasn't his and looked out for him. I think there were some things that I needed as a man that he couldn't teach me, nor should he have been in the position to have to teach me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I think a lot of times when we have a man in the house, we think just because we have a man in the house that that's the proper man, and not all the time is that true. Like the direction I was growing into, I don't think he could have helped me get there. And that's no disrespect to him, because just because he couldn't help me get there, that doesn't take away from the man he is.
Yeah.
There's so many different styles of men. It's not
Yeah.
one carbon copy of a man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like the things that he gave me during that time were the things that I needed at that time. And the things that I needed later on in my journey, another man was supposed to give me those things. And that's fine. Just like I'm sure in his life, not having his father in his life put him in a position where he couldn't teach me some things that I needed a man to teach me that learned from a man. Right. And so my mentors later on in life were men that learned from me, that helped me become a man.
So what was your brother's understanding of not having your actual father there when y'all was younger?
That's an interesting question. Um, I don't know if he's ever had that kind of question because, again, he was 3. And
Yeah.
so I don't know if it was as impactful. It was probably more impactful later on as we get older and we start to see people and their dad show up places, or we start to ask questions about our dad and we don't have that many pictures, and he wasn't the greatest of people. Like he's the person to have fun with, but not to be responsible with, not to take care of no business with. And that's really vulnerable. But I wanted to be somebody better than that. I wanted to be. My thing was, I said to myself, I wanted to be something I wanted to be a man that my family has never seen before.
Mm.
I wanted to, bro. I desire it. I desire it bad. And so when it was my turn to be a father, man, um, I wasn't the best either. Um, and I think me and my mom weren't the best when we were growing up because I probably reminded her of my dad. in some ways. And I didn't make it easy for her. I was cruel. I was manipulative. Um, yeah, yeah, I was everything negative of a young boy that hasn't been around a man to know what being a man looks like.
Do you think being in church so much played a part in that too? Like keeping you away as a way to keep you away from
Yes,
what you would do, so it made you want to go do it even
yes,
more?
yes. I was the type of kid, if you told me don't do that, that was the very thing I was gonna go do.
Yeah.
If you told me I can't do that, I was gonna figure out a way to do it.
Simba.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And now in my life now, I understand that is a benefit to me. Like I wish it was something that I would have been taught. Like believe in yourself when you're young. Like believe in those things, and if you stand on it, regardless of who it is, your mama, your daddy, grandma, grandpa, like own that. Um, I think my mom was a person that didn't want anything negative to happen,
Yeah.
just out of fear. Like, I want to put you in a position where you're not around that type of environment. You know what I'm saying? Because my mom was doing some things that she stopped doing when she found out she was pregnant with me, and so I think that there were some things that she didn't want to happen just out of fear.
Yeah.
And so just keeping those things away. And not to say that church gave me everything, because it didn't. There were some things it kept me away from, but there were some things that made me curious too. You know what I'm saying? So I think my mom did the best she could with what she had. And I think the greatest gift she gave me was giving me a relationship with God. She couldn't teach me how to be a man. She couldn't teach me how to do any of that. But she did align me with a relationship with God, that God was so gracious that he allowed me to do some things that I had no business doing, to make our relationship deeper than I've ever experienced in my life. That was my mom's giving me introducing me to God was the best thing that she's ever done in my life, bar none. Taking care of me, putting food in the refrigerator, clothes on my back, food. Nah,
Yeah.
introducing me to God. That honestly, there's nothing else she need to do for me. For real. I'm good.
In hindsight.
In hindsight, yeah.
Hindsight.
In hindsight, for sure.
You called her truth earlier.
Yeah.
Called her truth. But also that truth bothered you.
Yeah.
It affected you in a
Absolutely.
way. Was it in a way that you felt unprotected at that time? You didn't feel like she was holding you down the way you felt like you should have been held down?
The hood glorifies loser activity. And
Talk
so
about it.
in my mind, I'm wanting my mom to adapt to hood principles.
Not snitching.
Not snitch, not, hey, I'm
die.
riding with my son.
Yeah.
I'm riding with my son, right, wrong, or indifferent. Let him do some fool stuff. Let him act undignified. Let him disrespect people's humanity. Let him disrespect people in general. I'm gonna ride with my son.
And lie at your funeral. They say he was the most respectful.
My son never wanted to hurt nobody. He loved everybody. He was so kind. He looked out for people. Nah, my mom said, no, I'm gonna deal in truth, period. And so the part of me that didn't want to live in truth was bothered by my mom.
Exactly.
There was a part of me that did not want to own truth, didn't want to own the things that I did, that did not want to be accountable at all. And that was the part of me that hated my mom. Like, I didn't, truth. I'm trying to, hey, you don't know it. If it wasn't caught on camera, I ain't do it. You know what I'm saying? And so for my mom, her holding up a mirror to me was uncomfortable for me. Was very uncomfortable. Bro, you thinking you sweet out here and you ain't taking care of business. You running around here thinking you hot stuff, talking to all these girls, but your room look like this. Like, don't be trying to, you cock blocking.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But really, she was honestly showing me what it looks like to be honorable. For real. And I didn't realize that she was doing that just by standing firm in truth. I didn't understand that. But it's probably one of the attributes in my mom that I want to make sure to have within myself. Is that win, lose, or draw, good, bad, I don't care who you are, how close you are to me, could be my own child. I need to be true. Now, What you did right there, you need to be accountable for that. You need to take some time to reflect and think on the things that you do and weigh some of the options in which you choose. And really look at and be honest with yourself. Don't be like, because the truth hurt. Yeah, hurt. You're going to cry. It's going to hit you in your soul. But if growth is going to happen, if betterment is going to happen, if the things that you desire are going to happen, you got to sit with truth. You got to. And I didn't know that for a long time because I was running from it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what manhood was. So I wasn't trying to run to truth. I was lying to myself, lying to myself as much as possible, lying to myself about I ain't that bad. I don't be lying like that. I ain't as bad as people say I am. I could create all type of excuses to put myself in a position to not look at my bad behavior and bad choices, bro. But truth now is one of the things that I can't do anything without, bro.
Can't get away from it.
I can't get away from it, bro. I can't.
Even when you try. If you did try.
They say in church, lead them early in the way, so when you get older, they don't depart from it. That's why I thank God. I mean, I thank God so much that my mom introduced me to God, dog. Because now that I'm older and now that I realize as a man how much purpose and principle and character means, bro, if I would have experienced a lion mom, I would have been a lion son.
For sure.
Seeing how many emotional young boys we got that are raised around their mom, I would have been a carbon copy of my mom's emotions. But she said, nah, if you're going to be a carbon copy of me, we're going to sit in truth around here. And even if you lie, I'm going to show you the truth. Even if you don't like it, I'm going to give you the truth. Even if it means you can't go somewhere, I'm going to give you the truth. Even if it hurts your feelings, I'm going to give you the truth. She did not play about that. Now, when I was a kid, I did not like my mom. I couldn't stand her. Would create stories and fables to make me the victim of a terrible mom. Shitting on my mom, dog. Shitting on my mom, dog.
Now I'm a dig. It's time to dig. When you say shitting on your mom and creating like stories and stuff, what does that look like? What type of story? And we here to be open with it too.
My mom don't like me. My mom got a better relationship with my brother. That her and my brother got a better relationship than we do. That she don't love me. She don't like me, don't care about me, don't want me. This was stuff that I was telling myself. Didn't have anything to do with her.
Did you tell yourself that long enough to where you started to actually believe it?
Oh, you got to. You got to. Because you got to tell yourself those kind of things long enough to where it changes what you see. You can't say it and then see love. You know what I'm saying? You got to tell yourself it and tell yourself it long enough to where it starts to change how you see somebody, how you see situations, how you see circumstances. You have to do that. It has to be like that. Think about if we know we ain't sleepy. All right? But in order to go to sleep, we got to act like it.
For sure.
Even if you ain't sleepy, you got to sit there and act like you're going to sleep. You got to close your eyes. If you got a count sheet and all that. So I had to continuously tell myself, my mom don't like me. My mom don't like me. My mom don't like me. To where if she didn't say something to me as soon as I walked in the house, see, she didn't like me. If I said, hey, mom, how was your day? And she said, cool. But my little brother was like, hey, mom, how was your day? And she got a long list. I said, see, that's it.
That's that thing they said Jordan and Kobe used to do.
Yup.
Take the smallest.
Take the smallest. I know I'm supposed to be great. I already know. I take the smallest thing and let that motivate me to think the worst of you. I did that to my mom. I did. Hey, it hurt me so much to realize that I did that to my mom. And it's not to say that we both didn't share in that, right? But in order for us, because now my mom is my dog. My dog. We could talk for hours about anything. I love my mom. I love our relationship, our communication, the vulnerability that we share, because we've talked about those things. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember as a kid, I would say, yo, mom, when we going to talk about the things that you did to me? She'd be like, when you going to get over that? And my soul was crushed, hurt. Like, I can't move. But in my mind, I was the victim. So I'm trying to give you an opportunity to tell me I was the victim. Not on the things that I did to make it difficult for you to be my mom. No, I'm trying to make you, I'm going to shove it down your throat as hard as possible. Tell me I was the victim. Tell me the situation I'm in. Tell me I didn't deserve it. And that everything else was the reason, not me.
You didn't want to talk about it.
No,
I wanted to hear what you wanted to hear.
I wanted to hear what I wanted to hear. That's it. I wanted her to lie to me. Mm-hmm. And if I had to use that story, right, I was going to use whatever I could to make her lie to me. She still wouldn't. When you going to get over that? I'm like, that's a reason for me to get even more mad. That's a valuable question. Like, yo, when are you going to get over that? When are you going to own the part you played in that story to get over that? I just wanted her to own the story. You know what I'm saying? Like, you own the part you played, and I ain't got to own the excuses I made. Oh, my God, that's heavy.
But by that time, did you see any excuses? No. At that time,
I fully believed. Yeah. I believed it. It's interesting how much a lie will grow power in our mind if we give it access. Mm-hmm. Like, my mom didn't love me no different. The love that she got for me right now ain't no different than the love she had for me when I was 6. I warped it. I turned it into some other stuff. I made it into something else. I turned it into everything it wasn't. Disrespectful. I know I did that without a shadow of a doubt. Now, am I saying as a young woman with 2 kids that was she perfect? No, nobody is. I was expecting it. I was expecting her to be perfect, not knowing, hey, you wouldn't know what to do being the only parent. And what's crazy, we'll get to it, but now I'm the only parent. And I have to sit in truth. It's crazy how God works. It's crazy how God works. And so, if I could say anything, man, sitting in our own choices, actions, decisions, the way we choose to look at things, I didn't really start making strides in my life, though, until I started looking at that. It couldn't be about my mom, my dad, our living environment, the situation, what block we live on. Me, the way that I choose to look at it, the way that I choose to think about it, the way I choose to walk into it, the way I choose to handle it. Like, we don't realize how much we are in the driver's seat as young kids. As young kids, as a teenager, once we are in control of our own thoughts, once you start saying, no, I don't want to do that to your parents, your choices, that's what starts karma of your choices. And one thing that I realized, bro, with my choices, I dug myself into a hole, a deep one. And that hole was like the way I looked at life, the way I looked at myself, the way I looked at my family, the way I looked at opportunities, the way I looked at success, the way I looked at my father. All of those things was in that hole. I had doubt, insecurity, lack of love, lack of support in my mind. Not truth, but in the hole I created within myself. When I decided to really look at my life and change my life, I had to realize I had to dig myself out of that hole first. Once I got out of that hole, I had to realize that I then had to dig myself out of the hole I created in my family's mind.
Yeah.
And that ain't gonna happen overnight. I have to commit to truth, even when it's uncomfortable. I have to commit to truth and who I am, even when they say, shoot, I know who you are. You a liar. You a conniver. I don't believe nothing you say. I have to still stand in that. And that didn't happen overnight, dog. people that have made mistakes, don't think that just because you say, hey, I'm changed, I'm new, I'm better. No, we got to see that first. We got to see that for maybe a year or two,
Well,
3.
and plus, you didn't build this person who they believe you to be overnight either. This happened. You kept doing this shit continuously over years.
1,000%. Even when they said, hey, Ryan, you know you don't got no business doing that, still stay doing it. You know you better than that, still stay doing it. You know you can do something better. You don't want to go to college, you don't want to, still stay doing it. Hey, you know them friends you got ain't no good for you, still stay doing it. Hey, you know you shouldn't be talking to girls like that, be disrespecting women and talk, still did it. Anything somebody told me, hey, bro, that ain't good for you, I say, shoot, let me try that out. But ignorant. Ignorant, because now in my adult life, in my grown age, it's like, bro, you was stupid. Every bit of you was stupid, and you was moving through life on insecurities and fear. The vast majority of the things that causes us to take action be fear, bro. I was scared of who I would become because my dad did dope. My dad did dope, died from lung cancer. And so the last thing I wanted to do, man, was be a carbon copy of that. I don't want to be a dude that's like, I don't want to be that. And so even my older brothers and sisters would say, man, I said to my brother one time, I hope you don't be mad at me for saying this. I said to my older brother one time, I was like, dog, I envy you because you got memories of our dad. He said, I envy you because you don't.
So he told you some of the worst parts of it. How much older than you is he?
He might be like 8 or 9 years old.
Oh, so he really,
Yeah. He had real time.
Yeah.
Like he got memories. Like right now. And he like, nah, it wasn't like that.
So by the time he was gone, he was like 13.
Yeah. Like he had some real time. And so his memories ain't great at all. He probably got some trauma from that. You know what I'm saying? That he had to work through. And so again, God is good.
That's deep. I envy you
because you don't have the
dad,
memories.
and then he reversed it and say, I envy you because
you don't have the memories. Yes.
Did part of you, even after he say that, made you think, I still want to know? I still wish I got the experience, or did it have you like, well, shit, maybe I shouldn't have known?
That's a good question. I think there was a part of me that said God made the right choice.
In that moment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. God made the right choice because for a long time it was like, why me? Like, dang, God, why you let me have my dad? But he like, yo, I needed you for something else. I needed you for something totally different, that if I allow him to be here and be your father, you wouldn't be able to do the purpose that I sent you here for. And I have an opportunity to be a curse breaker. And so when I decided to change my life, bro, I realized the sins of the father fall on the son is a real thing. It is a real thing. And when I decided to change my life, I began battling things that my father didn't face in his life. I know that. I know that. The way that people would talk about him. He was a lot of fun, but when it was time for like real substantial life man things, we couldn't find him. And so I know that I had to lean into looking at myself, my habits, my thoughts, the way I speak to myself, how I show up, all of these things, my consistency, the way I tell the truth, my accountability, my ability to really be connected to God, like things that are actually really, 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 really important. It mattered a lot to me, dog. It mattered a lot to me. And so I know that in order for me to get into the position of being the strongest man in the room, per se, I had to battle my father.
Yeah.
I had to battle my father.
I want to take the road through, the journey through you holding yourself accountable, but the actions you actually holding yourself accountable for. So let's start at when you was leaving, going outside of the church and doing the things that you knew you weren't supposed to be doing, but you just had to get. What were some of those things you were getting into? I know some of the things probably like now that you older too, like there's particular stories that probably be like, damn, wow, was that's
for sure.
crazy.
Now
So
I'm
some
thinking
of
about
those
that right
things.
now. Shoot. You know, being around the drugs, being around the you know the guys that's on FBI and we getting hit up for. I remember this instance where me and a couple guys I was cool with. It was a raid on the building that we was in,
Okay.
and helicopters, the whole nine. And my mom didn't know that at all. She had no idea. Yeah, she ain't had no idea. There was a time where I went to a party and one of my good friends, died in my arms.
What happened?
Went to this party and it was off of 87th and Warnell, like the old Lions Den or what's the name of that? I can't remember the name of it, but it was a space where they had like parties and stuff back in the day. This was like 2006, 7. And I had seen my homeboy Nathan Bowie. And he was like, yo, I ain't seen you in a minute. He was like, bro, I just got back in town. My family just got back to town.
He was getting back in town?
Yeah, he was just get back in town with his family. They just took a family trip. And this was after the party, and we just sitting there talking. And next thing I know, pow, 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 grrr, pow, 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 pow. Now Nathan he run track. I didn't do none of that. And so we took off running, and in the direction we run in, there's this hill, this is yard that has a hill on it, and there's this guy that's behind the tree. And when he come from behind the tree, it's like everything move in slow motion immediately. As soon as I see dude go in his pants, and he's pointed directly at us. It's this party afterwards. Everybody was in the street. Everybody was on Warnell, and then it was like 83rd or 86 or something like that. But everybody was in the street, just chilling, talking, whatever. But when this shootout happened, it was a dude that got hit in the street right by us. And so we took off down the street, and when the guy came from behind the tree, he shot one time. We both fell to the ground. Nathan had a quick trip cup in his hand. When he got hit, the quick trip cup was like 20 feet down the street. We both fell to the ground, and I roll over, like, man, you good? He's like, nah, I got hit. So I'm pulling closer to me. He like, bro, you gotta get some help. And so I'm like, bro, I'll be right back.
He was that calm?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to find police officers, to see if I can get somebody to come over to help him. Ambulance, like call 911. So I call 911. They like, yo, we already got calls about it. Ambulance is already en route. Click. And so I'm like, yo, help, 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 help. Police, hey, it was so bad. I remember seeing police officers jumping over cars, bushes, and all that just to get away from the gunfire.
Oh, they were still shooting at that point?
Yeah. Hey, if anybody remembers this party from 2006 or 7 and they were there, I hope they in the comments and be like, yo, I remember that. But when when Nathan got shot, when I went back over to him, I was like, bro, I was trying to find somebody to sit with him. He died staring at me. All right. Blood all over my clothes. I did not. The same night I went out to Westport, and it was a big fight that same night. I ain't gonna say who it was with. All right. But it was a big fight, and another shootout happened the same night. Yes.
Before the shooting or after?
After. I couldn't go home. I didn't want to go home. After I seen my homeboy die, I couldn't go home.
You went out with the blood on your shirt?
Yeah.
Okay.
We weren't like, we were standing outside like, dang, this is crazy. We can't believe that this happened. Like, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
And so talking to homeboys that happened to be there.
Yeah.
We was just talking like, bro, I remember sitting in front of a church. We sat in front of a church like, man, this is crazy. Right behind BP in Westport, the BP gas station. On what's that, Westport? It's like a street that goes behind the BP, and then you got Westport Road, or Main, my bad, right here. You know where
I can't really see it right now, but I'll follow.
Yeah, it's and so we were sitting right behind a church, and so then I'm walking back down to the car, and it was a fight on Main Street or Broadway, whatever it was. They had blocked off the whole street, some cars, and blocked off the whole street, and two dudes start fighting. Next thing you know, bah, 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 bah. I'm jumping over stuff. Same night, jumping over stuff. And I ain't sleep for 2 months. Not for real. After that, I ain't go out for real like that. It's probably one of the reasons why I still don't go out. Too crazy. And I go home at a certain time. I try to go home early. I ain't trying to stay till it close. I don't never stay till it close after that. But it was really impactful, bro. Yeah, go ahead.
Besides the sleep, what else did that traumatic moment do to you? Because this is like a close friend, you said.
He wasn't that close, but we were friends. But
I was close enough to be having a conversation about
absolutely. I think the thing that affected me the most was having to tell his family.
You had to tell his family.
Mm-hmm. His family invited me over to his house. Mom, grandma, auntie, uncle, sister, cousins. The house was full. I'm talking, I walk into the house is full of his family. They sit me in his dad's chair. All right, now tell us what happened. Tell us everything. Don't leave nothing out. What you do, what happened to him, what he say, everything. It's the hardest speech I've ever given in my life. To see my homeboy's family looking at me and saying, yo, what did you do? What happened to him? How did it happen? What was going on beforehand? I mean, the whole thing.
Yeah.
And so I think that was the most traumatic part outside of me watching my friend die, is having to explain it to his family and feeling like I wish I could have done more to save his life.
Was this the next day or within the same week or so?
Within the same week, yeah.
Do you feel like they were expecting more out of you when they asked, like, what did you do?
No, I didn't get that. I didn't get that vibe. I think they were a loving family that wanted to know what happened to their family member. Yeah. In the world we live in, cops don't really give all the information. You know what I'm saying? We leave some stuff out. You know what I'm saying? And so I think they was just really wanting to know what happened from start to finish, the part I played in it. Me being the last person that seen him alive or was with him when he was alive, just wanted to know the last moments, you know what I'm saying? Just for clarity and their own sense of peace, you know what I'm saying? Hoping that they son, nephew, cousin or whatever didn't die by itself. You know what I'm saying? I think that was the more important thing than, did you do everything you could? Did you give them mouth to mouth? Nah, they ain't never came at me like that.
Y'all
never.
Was early 20s?
Yeah. Early 20s. It was. It probably that probably changed the way I looked at nightlife and my life, what I want to do with my life. Like, he's probably one of the reasons why I became who I am.
Let me ask you this, because you said that changed the way you looked at nightlife. While I understand you couldn't go home right afterwards, do you think if the second incident didn't happen, it would have completely changed the way you looked at nightlife? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Possibly. But I think what happened at Westport like cemented it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was just like, yo, I can't go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, or then I would have feelings of like if I said I was going out somewhere, I would have a strong feeling of you're gonna die tonight. Crazy, like it would be something that I would purposely have to be like, that ain't gonna happen, just to go. But it stayed for sure, and I still have moments where I'm like, dang, will this be tonight?
Yeah, I get it.
Like, could this happen to you? You know, just because you want to have some fun, could it possibly? So now, bro, if I do go out, I'm standing to the wall, closest to the wall, and I'm looking at everybody.
Everything.
I'm looking at everything. I ain't standing. If somebody's standing behind me, I'm not having it. I'm moving back to the wall, and what y'all doing? So now I can almost see it coming.
The slightest hand budge.
Oh my God, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
If I see somebody looking at somebody, staring at somebody for too long, I'm out. I'm cool. And that ain't never left me. That was probably over 15 years ago. And that still has not left me of paying attention to people at all times.
So your homeboys, your other homeboys that were around there, that went to Westport with you, I'm imagining they was at the scene when it happened. They just wasn't there when your other homie got shot. So going to Westport with you and seeing the blood on your shirt and all this stuff, and you know, whether it was that day or days after, how did they handle you as far as like your mental at that time?
At that time, bro, we weren't thinking about like mental health and stuff like that. You be all right, bro. I'm praying for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like, bro, I'm just checking up on you. You know what I mean? You seen some traumatic stuff the other day. And that was like a badge of honor. Like it's sad, but we like traumatic stuff.
Sure.
And we'll trauma bond. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll say each other is a black or down because we shared the same experience. But I don't think at that time we was really even doing all that, checking in on each other and all that kind of stuff. No, ain't nobody check on me.
Did you feel alone?
Oh, 1,000%. 1,000%. Yeah. I didn't know how to deal with that. I probably should have went to therapy for real. But I didn't. That wasn't something we talked about at that age. You just kind of sucked it up and kept it moving. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like a part of me felt like telling his family was enough. You know what I'm saying? Like actually telling his family what happened and being there and going to the funeral. I felt like that was homage enough. You know, am I making sense?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I really felt like that was all it needed to be done for real, because I didn't know what it meant to actually go through the process of dealing with your trauma, dealing with the things, writing things out, having somebody to talk to it. And,
you didn't understand that the effect that moment would have on you, besides just not going out no more, the effect that it will have on you for life.
Absolutely. There was no way to understand that.
Yeah.
There was no way to understand that. I think God allows things to happen to us that we don't understand until later, that motivates us to become or do, have, anything like that. God is all over my life. Even in that moment, I was protected without a shadow of a doubt. And I there were some things that I had to see in order to shake some things up within me. I believe that.
And I want to get back to some of these things, but I still want to stick here.
Yeah.
But going like forward in life, now that you're at where you're at in life, are there any moments or any parts of your life that you feel that exact moment had a direct effect on, like how you were acting in certain situations?
To my friend dying?
Yeah, that
Yeah. With as many kids as I mentor now, It's a lot of kids dying. It's a lot of young people dying, and it ain't how it used to be back in our day, where we might have a couple kids that might die or something might happen to them. Today's they dealing with death in a real way, and so it's actually helped me create a create a relationship or a bridge to a relationship, because I'm saying, hey, I've been through something like that. I've felt something like that, and this is what I had to do to deal with that. Like we can constructively use our pain instead of pain using us. Yeah. Right. And so getting these kids, because a lot of these kids have a lot of trauma that they don't know how to deal with.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And so if we don't know how to positively deal with those type of things, we gonna do things that are destructive to us, whether it's physical, whether it's sex, whether it's vices, anything like that. We're gonna find ourselves doing a lot of that stuff, not even knowing why we doing it until after, when we didn't had enough of it and we sick and tired of being sick and tired. So I think God allowed me to go through that in order to help other people.
Allowed. Yeah, I like that. And I appreciate that answer. But within that answer that you gave, there's something you said, there's where I was trying to touch.
Okay, come on.
Where you said it could have that negative effect on them. So that's where I'm trying to pull from. What negative effect do you feel like it had on your life going forward? Like where it showed up in other relationships or transactions or anything?
Fear of pushing myself.
There we go.
Fear of my time, how much time I got. Fear that I'm not able to produce anything of substance. Inferiority. I had a lot of doubt in my soul that I know was from that. If seeing somebody die has an effect on you that I didn't realize, it made me scared. It made me scared of any and everything, for real. And it made me angry. So while it made me scared, it made me angry. It made my window of tolerance small. And so it changed or affected the way I was able to have personal relationships. If somebody did something that I didn't like, I would cut them off quickly. I wouldn't get too deep.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get vulnerable. I wouldn't be open.
Scared of love. Attachment.
Scared of losing it. Scared. I think that was the biggest thing, of me attaching myself to it, and then something happened to it, or a person wake up and say, I don't feel this way no more.
I see that.
And I lose it. I think that's the closest thing to that feeling of losing a person. You know what I'm saying? Because then it reminded me of my dad. Losing my dad, losing my because I had an older brother that died at 13. I had a grandfather.
You was 13 or he was 13?
I was 13. And I had an older brother. He might have been 16, 17, maybe 18.
How'd you lose him?
His friends shot him, stabbed him, put him in the trunk of a car. Yeah. Put him in the trunk of a car, set the car on fire. Had an uncle 5 years before I was born. He got killed by a white guy. He beat him to death with a bat. My uncle was a big saxophone player. A&E came out here and did a story about him one time. Every year around the time of his death, the newspaper puts out a story about him in remembrance and all that. The guy that killed him is still in prison now. They got a rental company called Bledsoe's Rental. It's still active right now.
Do you ever see the
What's
truck?
crazy is that I've rented something from them.
Did you know before?
No. Piss me.
Yeah.
Piss me that I bought a tool, that I spent money at a place where a family member had killed my uncle. It messed me up. It messed me up. But yeah, I've had some experiences with death, and it's made me fearful. And when that happened, it reminded me of times before, and it made me fear loss for sure.
When I'm sure the news covered this. Not now. I ain't talking about your uncle and your brother. I'm talking about we still at the Westport and not the
Yeah.
Westport.
Warner.
Warner.
Yeah. The
Where
news
that
definitely did.
The news.
News definitely did.
Did they? You feel they covered it right? Did you feel like they got, or did they even have information that you didn't even know of, as far as like this is why this happened?
It's been so long.
Yeah.
I don't even remember. The streets know stuff before the news do anyway. And so we probably know the real reasons why. The news just got a way of making it look good and digestible for everybody else. But I'm sure it was some conflicts that didn't get resolved, and people don't know how to communicate their feelings and emotions. And that's really the byproduct of a lot of the reason why we got violence in our community is low levels of conflict resolution and learning how to really deal with they issues in a real way, to where you ain't feeling like you soft, weak, or something like that just because you know about vulnerability. You know what I'm saying? You ain't weak or soft just because you got feelings that you know how to tap into and know how to communicate effectively. That's not weakness, that's strength. And so it's weak actually to say, shoot, just because I feel like this, I'm gonna kill you.
Super.
That's weak. Being able to communicate, hey, I feel this way because of X, Y, and Z. That's strength. That ain't easy. That ain't easy at all to say, I was affected by something you did. It hurt my feelings. I feel sad. I feel like neglected, hurt, feel shame from something. That's strength right there. But he said, no, I'm gonna kill you because of what you said. Bro, that's the weakest thing I've ever heard. And we got so many people that are down to kill somebody off what somebody said. Because they said something to you in order to hurt your feelings. And you said, shoot, that hurt my feelings. So now I got to kill you, instead of saying, you know what? That did hurt my feelings. Well, shoot, I only did that because you hurt my feelings. Well, how can we get to a place of understanding so we don't continue to hurt each other's feelings and get to a place where I feel like I got to kill you? And that's the only way that my feelings get cured. Because the crazy thing about feelings is after you do whatever your feelings is telling you to do, your feelings is out. I'm out. And you left there with the choice you made. Whatever inspiration you had to do it, right after you do it, your emotions is gone right after you do that. And you're left with the truth of what you did and the lie you created within yourself. For sure.
100%. Your brother.
Yeah.
What was your relationship with your brother at that time? Because this is the brother on your dad's side, so
Yeah.
you're probably
It wasn't as great. It wasn't bad, but we just didn't have a lot of time to spend together. There's little things that I remember about him, but to actually have that real relationship where I was just like, yeah, that was my big brother. I ain't had that.
How can something like that affect a person who doesn't have the greatest relationship with? Not because y'all mad at each other, but
Right.
that's still your big brother, though.
Right.
But
how could that affect you even without that relationship?
Yeah.
Because you try to find out where you can pull your lineage from. Where can you pull your manliness from? Where can you pull your knowledge from a man that's older than you? Like, that stuff matters. You know what I'm saying? Like, who can teach me what it means to be a man? Like, where does that come from? And if you don't have any older men in your family to pass down that knowledge, not having that would be like, dang, where am I supposed to learn this at? Like, where am I supposed to learn this at? Where am I supposed to get the nuances of what our family is? You know what I'm saying? Like, where do I get that from if the people that came before me ain't here? Because my grandfather died when I was super young, and I didn't get an opportunity to even know how he died. So there were some things that bothered me about him dying that I didn't get access to him teaching us. Like, yo, my grandfather, okay, my dad couldn't, but his dad, nope. It's a real opportunity to become something that my father's family has no say-so in, no imprint in. Not to say that they don't have imprint, because of course I got their DNA. Of course.
Yeah.
So I got some of their habits, thought process, the way we look at the world. I know I have that. Shoot, my dad did some stuff, and anytime I messed up, I heard, boy, you acting like your damn daddy. Right? So I know that even with my father not being there, I still got some of his actions. I still got them, right? So that let me know as a man, what I decide to do and what I decide to overcome will change my seed, right? Like if I know inaction will pass off inaction, a decision to take action has to change my seed in some type of way, has to. And so I had to make a commitment to say, yo, I'm gonna have to lean into some things that he didn't lean into to change some seed. Because now as a single father of a girl, I need to make some better decisions because I don't want that to be. I don't want to pass that on. I don't want to pass that on. So it was very, very important for me to become a better man.
Was your uncle on your dad's side too?
Yeah. Yep.
Another man gone from that side.
Yep. My dad, my uncle, my grandfather. Those were the three men.
And your brother.
And my brother. Those were the four men on my father's side that were older than me that could have taught me some things.
So let me ask you this. Boy, you acting like your damn daddy.
Yeah.
At any point did you embrace that even if you didn't know who your daddy was exactly?
Yes. I think I embraced it by just taking action, doing foolish behavior.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Feeling confident because I can bag a chick or get her number or smash. That's where I was confident. You know what I'm saying? Like my dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, shoot, you can get you a chick. You know what I'm saying? That's where I was so much like my dad that I don't need to know it, but I gauge my value on the perception of how a woman see me because I didn't have no man around. And so my value was directly correlated to how a woman see me. And so if that meant, you know, she seen me as the man because I was able to do X, Y, and Z, or I was able to have sex good.
For sure.
Confident, yeah. Right? But it wasn't based in anything real. It wasn't based in anything substantial. It wasn't based in anything of value. It was based in what I thought a man was based off some inferior, insecure logic. For real. And so I didn't really understand what a man was for real or began that process until I became a single father. And I had to battle the state of Kansas to get her out of foster care.
All right, we're gonna let me finish here first because we're gonna get to
Yeah.
Because I want to jump back into the relationship thing too. But just to finish this part off, you said, if I remember right, you said your father was on dope, but you dealt in dope. So at any point, and you said you didn't want to have that effect. You didn't want to have that same thing.
Absolutely.
With you, but did you ever feel like, damn, I'm making more dope heads out of people's fathers and shit like that? I mean, they're gonna get it from somewhere else.
They're gonna get it from somewhere, but bro, it was easy for me to not care. If I'm gonna be honest, I'm trying to find myself. You know, so at the disrespect of other people, I'm trying to find myself. And if a man gotta have, in order for a man to be a man or feel like a man, he gotta have some cheese. My self-confidence or lying to myself about my self-confidence meant more to me than who they were.
Yeah.
It just did. And it was selfish for sure. But I know I didn't want to be no club.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? I knew that. And so when I heard that that's what, I don't want to say it like that, but when I heard that my dad was a fiend, I looked down on it for sure. I know I did. I probably talked bad about him because he was a fiend. And in my adult life now, it's like I give him grace because he's just doing what he knew. He had some unmet needs. he has some trauma that he didn't deal with within himself that made him do some things. I know he wasn't the most confident man. I know that. And I felt that in my life, having doubt, having fear, not believing in myself. I know I still have that. I still have that to this day, that I have to beat up, that I have to fight, regardless of how much work or how great that the work that I do, all that, I still have that.
Yeah.
And I think that's just a part of my DNA for real. That it's one of those things that I have to battle throughout my life, regardless of how much elevation I do, how many great things, how impactful I am, how motivational I am. It still don't stop me doubting. It still don't stop, bro. You believe you can do that? You sure? There's enough people online talking that be saying stuff, that be talking better than you. You sure you're supposed to be doing this? I still battle doubt.
They don't talk better than you for the person who receives you well.
I need that.
I'll receive the message differently.
I needed
from different voices, from
I
different
needed that.
sounds. Yeah. So whenever you get in doubt of that, no. But they can't talk to that person.
That's
the
a
way
fact.
I'm supposed to talk to them.
That's a fact.
The way God put me here to talk to them.
Absolutely.
We do listen to these people who may be better with words or have bigger crowds or whatever. And their crowds sometimes are for different reasons.
Absolutely.
Sometimes your crowd is just because you had a crowd already. So other people attaching to that just to say they were a part of that crowd.
1000%.
They don't even really get what they saying. It's just to say, I'm a this person fan. I've been a supporter of this.
You ain't lying.
Yeah,
you ain't lying. You ain't lying. There's a few people like that. You ain't lying. And you ain't lying. Yeah. You ain't lying. You ain't lying. I needed to hear that because I'll have inspired thoughts and doubt will come like, bro, don't say that. It's enough people that be talking that stuff, bro. Just wait. I have doubt a lot. Yeah. And so I only say that to be vulnerable to somebody that might look at me and be like, bro, you be doing all this. You be on this scale. I be seeing you here. I be seeing you do this. That still don't mean I don't deal with doubt. You know what I'm saying? And when I've spoken on stages in front of like 5,000, 6,000 people. And I'm still dealing with doubt before they call my name. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that doubt doesn't leave as soon as I walk out and take the action to walk forward, but I'm still battling doubt before then. You know what I'm saying? And I know that's something my dad dealt with heavily. He'd probably been a far different man if he didn't let doubt eat at his soul.
Yeah. It's crazy how we look at the crowd and be like,
yeah,
that's scary.
Yeah.
But they looking up at you and admiring you a lot of times like, that's scary.
Would never be able to do that.
Yeah.
I would like, how are you able to do that? Yeah. I don't even think about it. I don't even take it into my mind like, oh my God, I'm about to be in front of all these people. What if I say something wrong? What if I get it wrong? I can't think like that. If I think like that, I'm never going out there. I can't do that. But there are so many people that fear public speaking.
Yeah.
It's one of the, I read the other day, it's one of the top 3 biggest fears is being in front of the people and speaking. It's just like, bro, that's where I feel the most alive. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm in my bag at, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like when I got too much time alone.
It's wild how, too, I'm not saying you, a lot of people who could do public speak, because we did have people out here who do public speaking, but once they sit right here, it's like,
nah,
bro.
Like you asking me, like, just me and you? Oh my God. But a room full of people, oh man, I can do my thing. We can be as vulnerable as we need to be because I understand, like, I'm using vulnerability as a tool, as an attribute to inspire. Like, yo, I know you might fear being vulnerable. What's more impactful than watching somebody in front of a crowd full of people be vulnerable? Mm-hmm. Let me inspire you with my willingness to do it in front of people. So then you can be inspired to do it in this type of space. Mm-hmm. Shoot, I just watched a dude be vulnerable in front of 5,000 people. I shouldn't be fearful to be vulnerable in front of another person. I want to be an example of what it looks like to do it in hopes that you don't fear doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's not scary for me, but I push past the fear because I know I have to be an example in order for it. Yeah, for sure.
That's tough.
For sure.
Pops was a fiend.
Yeah.
While you were feeding those fiends, at the same time, you were a fiend for something.
Yeah.
What would you say you were a fiend for at that time?
Sex. Fiend.
Okay. Hold up.
Yeah.
Because we about to go into that then.
Yeah.
I don't want to tap on that twice and not go into that.
Yeah.
So let's stay here. I just want to get one more story out of you with the as far as the raid or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You said your mama didn't know about this going on and stuff. Well, what exactly was the story with the raid? And
was hanging out with a lot of street dudes at this time. Was in a house that was a trap house. And as soon as the police came, it got real. When we came outside and seen all the police on the street, the rifles out and helicopters circling the house, it got real. Remembering a couple of the guys that got taken down to the station and a detective coming into the room and having pictures of us with guns, pictures of us walking out of particular spaces that we ain't had no business walking out of, just to let us know that we know where y'all be at. We know who y'all be around. We know what this house is about. I was playing in the world I ain't had no business. If I'm gonna be real, if I'm gonna be truthful, I ain't had no business doing that. But God allowed me to touch it in order for me to help the kids that I need to help. Like, I didn't have no business. I ain't got no problem saying I ain't even cut like that. I don't want to be cut like that. In this world we live in, we need more young men that don't need to be cut like that. Seem like everybody want to be cut like that. Everybody want to be cut, stepped on, and be in the mix. Everybody want to be Pablo Escobar. Like, everybody want to be that. Like, that's the only thing we can be. And at some point, it's going to take somebody that is able to speak to the soul of these kids. To the soul of these kids, to where we know that these kids are moving off unmet truth, like incomplete truth. We know that. And so at some point, because even the guys that I've met in prisons, they only want to hear from a guy that has been to prison. They only want to hear from a dude that's been to prison. But then I've asked them, I'm like, but why wouldn't you want to learn from a dude that's never been? That those commitments, those choices he made to never go there. Why you don't want to learn those? Learn how to say no to some stuff instead of saying yes. Why wouldn't you want to learn from the guy that has taught himself how to say no? Why wouldn't you want to learn that? Why would we only want to learn from people that have done things, not the people that said, hey, I was smart enough to never go. Why wouldn't you want to learn from that dude? That don't make no sense, to only want to learn from a dude that said, well, I went to prison just like you. Now I learn how to get out. I get it. But there's also value in the guy that has never been.
But what if we feel like, since they never been, they don't know our journey. So that journey was that worked for you, but that ain't gonna work for me because I got all this shit lingering over me. What if that's what it is? And this is not me debating.
No. I know. Sometimes all of the shit that you're speaking about is only a byproduct of our choices, right? And so if we can get to the nucleus of the choices, the hurt, the trauma, the perception, the triggers, like we ain't got a trauma bond for me to help you. We ain't got a trauma bond, but I know what it's like to go to the depths of myself. And that's scarier than any shootout. I guarantee you. I guarantee you, going to the depths of myself is scarier than any shootout you have ever been in, bar none. The reason why there are so many people that will hurt somebody else, because the journey of going into their own hurt is too scary to do. So I'd rather spend time hurting somebody else. I'd rather spend the time hurting somebody else because looking at myself and my own hurts too bad. Hurt too bad. And so I'd rather learn from the dude that is going to that depth than the depth of a dude that said, "Oh, I was locked up and I had to go into solitary confinement for a year." That don't mean you didn't went to the depth of your soul. I'd rather deal with the man that has gone to the depths of his soul and then made it out. Come on. No, it's so many men that are scared to do that, terrified of going there because they don't know what they're going to find or how soft they actually are.
Talk about it.
How gentle they actually are. And all of the things that they've been doing all this time was based on a mask and a protection they felt like they had to do because nobody was there to protect them. And they ain't dealt with that hurt, that trauma, that pain that somebody did to them a long time ago. So now I've created a bodyguard. So now that bodyguard has ordered my steps, ordered my sight, ordered what I hear, ordered my hands. Now I don't see anything else other than what my bodyguard allows me to see. I can't see and hurt. No. We got people that are the bodyguard and the bouncer and the owner of the club. If you get too close to some pain in me, no, you gotta go. Yeah. You can't, no. And so we got a lot of people, man, that before they deal with their own hurt, they will go out of their way to hurt somebody else.
What you're saying is true too, because as far as like other people being able to talk to other people, even though I'm not from your walk of life, but I experienced a different kind of fucked upness. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
Here you are on the other side of the wall. You dealt with this person getting shot or you being shot or whatever, and a bunch of street stuff. But yeah, inside my house, I was getting beat every day. So does that mean I can't tell you how I got up out of that mindset? Because me being beat every day made me want to put the beats on somebody else. Yes, Eventually, sir. I had to get up out of that mind state. Or, that's not to say a person who got rich parents doesn't suffer from the same thing.
Exactly.
I'm getting beat up by my parents mentally, and I got to climb up out of that.
Exactly. So the root of it is the same.
You ain't lying.
The root of it is the same. It's going to be a feeling that is similar. It doesn't matter the circumstance or the engine that needed it to happen, right? If we get down to the root of it, it's all the same feeling. It's all hurt, fear, neglect, pain, sadness, feeling left, all of those things. Those are the source of it. I don't care what is the situation. If we got a person that's willing to go to the depths of that, that's more important than the instrument that caused it to happen. Like, we got so many people that said, well, if the instrument don't look the same, I can't listen to it. But if you ain't gone to the depths of learning that instrument, the nuances of that instrument, how are you ever going to learn how to play? Ever. Like, it's not possible. That was so good. Thank you, God, for that.
Sometimes you got to do that.
Thank you, God. Thank you, God. That was good. I like that. That was good. I
love when it flows like
that. I swear, I love it. And I thank God for that because it ain't me.
And you needed it too.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I believe that's why he makes sure that I stay connected, because I don't fear or disassociate myself with something that I say to somebody else and knowing that I needed to hear it too. That I might say it to you, but shoot, I know I needed to hear that too. That was good. I know God was talking to me, saying it to you.
Yep.
For sure. God, I know the things that God has allowed me to go through. It's not only for me to gain a different perspective or a different palette, but it's also for a person that I will meet in the future, that I will be the very thing that they need in order for them to not have to or learn how to swim those waters. We be thinking it's selfish, like, why me? Like, why am I going through this, God? Why you put me through all this? He like, dog, you selfish. You selfish. Because actually you supposed to go through that, because I got some people down the street that will never become what I need them to become if you don't go through that.
Why not me?
Why not you? Why not you? I need you to go through this because I'm going to need you to rescue some people. I'm going to need you to rescue some people. And if we going to make it to where you see me and you hear well done, you got to be of service. You got to be of service. You can't just come in here and say, God, you see the way I'm handling the stuff you put in front of me, right? You see, that's selfish. What do you do with that after you do that? Do you help enrich somebody else's life? Do you impact somebody else's life? Do you rescue and give some knowledge to somebody that they can give to somebody else? Like, how are we passing the things that you've been through? How are we passing that forward? We down to pass some money for it, but we ain't passing no knowledge for it. Sure, we'll go into a McDonald's line and say, yo, what they have behind me? What they eating on behind me? They got 2 McDoubles? All right, let me pay for them. Right? But very rarely are we doing that with knowledge. Like, who's coming behind me? Like, yo, they ain't had a mom? All right, let me make sure to show up. Make sure, because I ain't had my dad. Look what I was able to become. Right? So with the things that I'm able to do, that's still not an excuse.
We make people pay for that type of knowledge, either with money or either with the shit they got to go through with you to get to there.
Yes, sir.
When we even talk about relationships, the trauma you put on you're dumping on them by not opening up to them. When we talk about relationships, but
yeah, I listen. I took for the first 25 to 30 years of my life, I've took a dump on every woman that I've met.
Don't go there yet. Not yet.
All right.
We almost there.
All right.
There's one more thing I gotta say as far as the. So I always wondered this: how people can, and not to say I haven't done it,
Absolutely,
but some shit I just ain't done.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Murder.
Yeah.
How people can commit a murder, then go home and eat a bowl of cereal, or just hug on their kids and act like nothing is nothing. See the news, be cool, and all of that. So, and I ain't talking about anything that'll harm you or anything, but were there ever times in your life where you did something that you just knew wasn't you, and you just went home and it fucked with you?
What fucks with me is how I treated my mom. That fucks with me. How I treated my brother, that fucks with me.
I'm glad you said that.
Because I treated my brother a type of way.
Yeah.
Based on the way him and my mom's relationship was. And I envied him. I was jealous of him. There were certain things that I felt like he got access to that I didn't. And so it definitely made me treat him away for sure. It fucks with me. It fucks with me still to the point where I'll go out of my way to try to do stuff. If he need anything, even if I know he can take care of it, I'll be going out of my way. If it's my mom, I'll go out of my way to explain things. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I lied to her so much, dog. Like, I lied to my mom so much that man, I don't want to cry about it, but I lied to my mom about so much stuff, dog. That now it bothered me so much that I over-explain myself.
Yeah.
Like if I say this is what I'm doing, like I'll send her a receipt. I'll send her a picture of me doing it.
Yeah.
I'll talk about, hey, this is what I did. I'll bring something. I'll take something from the event. If I said I'm going to a certain place and I can't be there, I'll take something, take a picture of it to show her that I was there. And I did that for so long, man, that my mom would be like, you ain't even got to do that no more. I believe you. What you say you doing, I believe that you doing now. But bro, I would feel like shit for so much of the things that I did to my mom that I would go out of my way to explain things just to make sure she knows I'll never do that to her again.
For your mom and your brother, and you say you still do it?
Oh, yeah.
So you haven't completely forgiven yourself?
Probably no.
No, you haven't.
No, I haven't. Because like, family means a lot to me. And I know how much I disrespected and treated my family like shit. And now that we've had so many deaths in our family that I've experienced in my grown self, whether it be my great grandmother or something like that, it's made me realize just how important like your family is, and the legacy you leave, like it matters. Like I don't want my family to be like, man, Ryan was a liar, manipulator, conniver. Like he didn't give a damn about nobody. I don't want my family to look at me like that, not being proud of me. Like that would drive me crazy, dog. The way my sister would talk about me, my older sister be like, Ryan, yo shit stink. I would lie to my sister. Shit, I would lie to everybody. Shit, it wouldn't matter. Uh, I would lie to anybody.
Yeah.
No remorse. You said, how could a person like kill somebody and go eat a bowl of cereal? Shoot, uh, um, turn off their conscience, mom. Turn it off. Don't don't listen to it no more. I did that.
Mm-hmm.
I realized before I could lie to somebody else, I had to lie to myself first. I was cool with that. I was cool. I was cool with lying to myself. I didn't want to see the truth. So I got mad if somebody seen through my lie. Fuck you think you
For
are?
sure.
I would get pissed if somebody seen
sure.
through my lie.
Yeah.
Because the last thing I wanted to do was be accountable. I didn't want to pay attention to the part I played. I was so willing, bro. I had convinced myself that I was the victim in everything. I was a victim in everything. And now when I think about it, the things that I did during that time being the victim, there have been people that I have met in my change afterwards that I've had to apologize to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where I'm standing up there, I'm Dr. Ryan Harvey. I'm doing my thing. I'm here to be an example of how you change your life. And I'm standing on stage and I look down.
See.
God puts a person that reminds me of who I used to be. Got to humble myself real fast in the midst of speaking. In the midst of speaking to people. And it's like all right, Ryan, who you going to be? You going to be the person that deal with truth or you going to avoid it? Right?
Uh-huh.
So I got to go up to that person. Like, yeah, I know what I used to do. I know what I did. I know how I used to be. It ain't even on you. I got to be responsible for the hurt that I did to you.
You do that on stage or you do that like?
I did that in private.
Okay.
Nah, I feel like that'd be embarrassing to them to talk about something I did to them. Mm-hmm. While I don't mind, self-humiliation and all that stuff, mm-hmm. I don't want to embarrass somebody else by putting their business out there without they saying, yeah, you could do that. You know what I'm saying? And so I had to go up to them in private and own the things that I did, the way that I talked to them, the way that I lied to them, the way that I treated them, the way that I manipulated them, all that. And I had to, it ain't easy walking into a room with only one other person, and that one other person know you. Know the choices you made, the lies you created, the manipulation, you saying you need something for one thing and you use that for something else. And they find that out and they still fuck with you.
Do you think that person came to, or those people came to see you because of the change, man, they believe you were becoming or you became, and once you went and apologized to them, it just added to like, okay.
Honestly, I don't think they gave a damn. I don't think they gave a damn. Honestly, I think what I did to them was so bad, they was like, fuck anything that got to do with you.
So why would they come see you?
They didn't come see me. God placed me where they are.
Got it.
Yeah. For instance, one of the people, because I've apologized several times, one of the individuals worked at a school, and I was asked to come to the school to do some conflict resolution. Mm-hmm. Oh, you so great. You so amazing. The kids love you, so motivational. You're a strong black man that's so much about accountability and standards and all that. So I get up and introduce myself. Hey, I'm gonna be at y'all school this year. I'll be the somebody that the kids can come to about accountability and being responsible for their actions. And then I'll look over, and the person that I was acting totally different than everything I'm speaking about is looking at me like, woo. And so I can't get off in this moment. I can't be like, I still got to be me. I still got to be confident. But I know in that moment, God is testing who I'm going to be. Are you going to own that?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to step to that? Or are you going to act like it never happened?
Mm-hmm.
I got to own it. And so, hey, before the school year start, hey, I'm coming to your class. Hey, I just want to let you know I realize the things that I did. I don't want you to think that person that's up there that's fake, phony, or none of that. I know the things that I did. I know the lies that I did to you. I know the way that I treated you. And I want to let you know that I own it and I apologize for it. I don't want to create a space for you that every time you see me, you get re-triggered, re-traumatized because of the things that I did to you that I don't even want to own. I'm owning the things that I did to you and I apologize.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I ain't trying to be your friend. I ain't apologizing because I want us to be best friends and kumbaya. I don't need that. I don't need your forgiveness or none of that. But I want to free you of some things you've been holding on to that I probably trapped you in by my effort, by my action. It'd probably be a relationship that you could have been in that you don't trust me in because of me.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so I need to own the person that I created in your mind. You might not, like I said, you might not trust me no more because of what I did to you. And so I could be stopping you from the husband you want, which has happened. Like my apology, fighting for that apology created room to where I didn't know I was the catalyst to reason why a person don't even want to be with a man no more.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't scared of relationships, don't trust a man, none of that. Not understanding the power that I had at all. And so apologizing for that and really fighting to be not even to be forgiven, but just give me an opportunity for you to see the change in me. The what God has done in my life. I ain't trying to make you my friend. I'm not trying to make you kiss I ain't even trying to kiss your ass. I just want you to see that God can do some things. And so every time I would see her, hey, I'm sorry. Please, like I'm not that dude. I understand why, but please. I ain't trying to be with you. I ain't trying to have no relationship with you. I ain't even trying to build no kinship. I just want to release you of the pain and the shackles that I put on you by treating you like shit. I had to do that. Was it easy? Going up to somebody and apologizing, like after one time, I say sorry, you don't take it, I'm not coming to you again.
Mm-hmm.
No, but God say, no, do it again. No, do it again. No, I need you to embarrass yourself. The only way you're not gonna do this no more is if you embarrass yourself. Don't be thinking you can just say, aha, my bad. No, that ain't gonna get it. You gotta be vulnerable. You gotta be willing to be butt naked. You gotta own the things that you've done and the reason why you did them. Right? And know that you ain't doing that for nothing for you. This is for them. This ain't for you. So your apology, you owning it, you getting naked with your vulnerability is not for you. It's not for you to get anything. It's for them to get the things that you took from them. Done it several times.
Has it been effective?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not everybody's like, yeah, nah. You know, some be like, you know what, Ryan, I appreciate it, but nigga, I still don't fuck with you. I don't like you. You know, all that motivation and stuff you be doing, that's cool, but don't expect me to get on that. I know you. And so does that feel good? No. But I allow God to do what he's supposed to do with that. You know, I do what he told me to do, which is apologize and make amends. But just like the hole I had to dig out with my family, there's part of me that has to get dug out of that hole in those people's minds too. But I got to understand, I can't do that.
Gotta give it to God.
Got to give it to God, but I have to stay committed on the journey that he put me on. Because the interesting thing is, to go back to my mom real quick, to bring that home, when I would try to be the victim with my mom, and she said, when you gonna get over that, right?
Mm-hmm.
The moment I became accountable for the things that I did and the choices that I created, God put some things on her heart. Now, when I ain't trying to blame her, it's hard. Well, if you're trying to shove something down somebody's throat, who's gonna eat it? Who's gonna be like, I'm gonna shove this down your throat and I want you to eat it?
I'm on defense.
No, I'm gonna be defensive. I'm gonna spit it out at all times. But if I'm accountable for what I make, then it puts somebody else in a position to look at what they eat. I swear, it's so. And what God did was put a book in her life. The book introduced her to the things that she forgot that she did to me. Mm-hmm. She called and was like, Ryan, I'm sorry for the things you did. And God did so much in my life that I said, no, that ain't you. Mm-mm. Now, if he would have had her do that in my lack of growth, yeah, see, I told you. I knew it. Yeah, I knew it. See, you was the reason why I ain't nothing. I told you. Yeah. I told you. You was the reason why nothing happened in my life. Nothing good happened. I knew it. Mm-hmm. But once I started to really look at the ingredients I've been putting into my own cake, God said, now I can finally show her the ingredients she put in hers. Now, right, I'm tears, bro. I'm sorry the things I forgot about that. Mom, release yourself of that. We good. We good. That ain't even nothing you need to hold on to. But I'm so glad that I did the work that I was supposed to do and you did the work that you were supposed to do. Because now we are closer than we've ever been in my life. I'm talking, I can get absolutely naked spiritually in front of my mom. Mm-hmm. And talk about anything. Hurt, harm, who my dad used to be, the way he used to treat things, the way he used to treat people, the way he used to treat her, asking tough, challenging questions. Like she's like, yo, you really doing some work asking these type of questions. Yeah, because I'm really wanting to become a man that we've never seen here. We've never seen it, and we ain't gonna get there by not asking those questions. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's for anybody that has had family issues or somebody that hasn't dealt with some traumatic stuff that has maybe happened to you. You deal with the stuff that has happened to you first. Deal with the things that you've done to you, and give God an opportunity to work on you. But you be playing God, trying to make people see some things that you ain't even seen yet. And what I realized is that my mom was making decisions that had nothing to do with me. Nothing. She had choices she had to make that were important for my little brother that I had no idea about. And if I did, wouldn't have changed nothing. I needed to stay in the kid's place. I was trying to be an adult and tell my mom how she should be loving me, not knowing that she was having to juggle things that I had no idea about. And I was letting my insecure mind dictate her grown decisions and letting that dictate what love is. Man, she was showing more love than I could even comprehend at that time. I just didn't know it because I was trying to create what I thought love was based on what I felt I needed. I was naive as fuck. My mom was showing more love than if I had to be in her position, I can't say I would have been able to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Thing. I mean, ain't that like God?
Yeah.
No matter how you act, I still love you. Love don't change.
Love don't change. Mm-hmm. That's perfect. And I think about that example anytime I'm hard on somebody else. Anytime I'm like really stern on somebody else, like, bro, cut that out. Like, God gave you a lot of grace. A lot of grace. Even when you said you was gonna do something and you wake up the next day and you won't even do it, he still give you grace. Mm-hmm. You said, hey, I ain't gonna mess with that girl no more. I ain't gonna do that no more. You still do it. You got some grace. You know what I'm saying? So the last thing I should do is not give somebody grace when they're trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Because we all are a microcosm of a sum of what we choose to believe and adapt to ourselves from the people we around and environments we in. So grace is important. Grace is important.
How'd you begin to heal things with your brother? You mended things with your mom. Got that?
That was something totally different. Because my little brother is probably he is my closest friend. And I've lied on him, man. Just being jealous. Mm-hmm. I had to realize in our world, because he didn't have his dad, I was the closest thing to it. And I wasn't being a good big brother. I wasn't. And I wasn't being a good brother at all. And so I think the thing that helped our relationship is being a fucking good human being. Because my brother is kind. My brother's super kind, man. I ain't gonna. My brother's super kind. And I think I just needed to show him that I loved him enough to be his big brother. You know, not somebody else, not trying to act like somebody else, not trying to uh, downplay shit, but just, hey, bro, you know, we ain't got our dad. Like, be a big brother. Like, show me what this look like. Like, show me how to live. Like, show me some stuff. Like, yeah, we 2 years apart, bro, but you got 2 years of extra time. You should be showing me. But instead, you show me what I bet not do. You show me what I shouldn't be by what you decide to do. Me and my brother are night and day. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why. Because when I was making some choices to do some things, he was like, no, I ain't trying to do that. That ain't it. But now in my growth and my ability to really look at myself in a real way and deal with myself like a man, I've gained respect for my brother in ways that I know he's never given it to me before. Like, he's proud of me, you know, because he knows I've done the work. We was just talking about it the other day. He was like, I know when you be telling people the change you've made, they be like, yeah, whatever. But I know you really changed, bro. Like, you really done the work. Like, don't nobody know this journey like me and my mom. Like, yo, you really done the work. And so when I hear him say that, I know that I've made some space and room in his heart, like, because of the work that I've done. Because my brother didn't like me. I wouldn't have liked me. My brother couldn't trust me. And my anger that I didn't know how to control didn't make my brother have a safe space around me. And so there were some things that I had to change within myself to start to create a safe space for my brother to see me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that safe space was something I didn't even know anything about. I disrespected all of that. And my brother is so forgiving. My brother's so forgiving. And so I just know that I had to respect him in so many different ways because of the disrespect I've given to him in so many different ways. And I had to do it even when I didn't want to, even when he said some shit that I want to have a different reaction to. Even when he said some things based on his experience that I did to him during that time, I had to own it.
Mirror.
I had to own it, bro. And in him seeing me own it, in him seeing me not shy away from it, it slowly made him feel safe enough to be around me or to open up to me or to communicate with me or share with me and all that. Like, it didn't happen overnight. You know what I'm saying? It had to be almost like a covenant. Like, I'm going down with our brotherhood. Like, if it don't change, then I'm going down with this shit. But I want to fight to make sure I do everything I can to mend this shit. Yeah. And I've had to do a lot of apologizing. A lot. But it's added strength to me in ways that I know very few things would if I didn't own it. Like, on my choices, my behaviors, the way that I thought. Like, back in the day, you know, in today's age, kids be like, shoot, if it ain't real unless it's on camera.
Yeah.
But when we was growing up, it ain't real unless you got away with it without ever being seen on camera.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I know there were things that I was doing that never got caught on camera. You know what I'm saying? And I know that my life wasn't going to change unless I was going to be that honest with myself. Be honest. Perfect example. Thank you, God. Be so honest that even things I don't have to tell you because it didn't happen, I'm going to still tell you.
I did that with my daughter.
Had to do it. because I need to build trust. And trust ain't about telling you about something when you get caught. Trust and truth is about telling you things that even when there is nothing that says you're going to get caught.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can just let this go and ain't nobody going to know. But that ain't truth. That ain't truth at all. And so I needed to build that up by going overly far with truth. The same way I would tell my mom, hey, this is where I'm going. Let me show you where I was going. Doing that with my brother and other people. Like, yo, let me go overly far with telling you the truth. So then I build a safe place that if I say something, my yes is a yes and my no is a no. And you won't think, did he tell me no when he really wanted to say yes? Or did he say yes when he really wanted to say no? No, the way he be telling the truth so much, he be telling me stuff he ain't even got to tell me. So if he say this is what it is, that's what it is. Yeah. And I know I got to do that for a long time. That ain't no 6-month boy.
Yeah.
That's like a couple years.
Work.
That's a couple years, dog. You gonna have to tell the truth and then sit in your emotions and your anger and all that in private. If you really trying to change your life, you gonna have to show up, and like the mask you put on to hide, you gonna have to take that thing off on a regular basis for people to believe in you again. Because it has to be a covenant. Mm-hmm. It can't be just a commitment, because a commitment is only predicated on it feeling good. A covenant is, regardless if this thing feel good or if it's any benefit to me, I still got to stay the course. And for me, it didn't change until it became that. It can't be no commitment. I don't want no commitment. Because in this journey of purpose, the vast majority of it has not felt good. It's actually felt agonizing, like terrible. And so in order for it to be worthwhile, I have to find joy in agony. I have to find joy in agony, because none of the things that actually make us or take us to the next level are gonna feel good. Mm-mm. They not. So if you don't learn how to breaststroke, and I swear, it's the gym. You ain't making no strides. We can do the lifting all day, but we ain't really working out until our arms are shaking. Yeah. Right? And we ain't really making those strides for real unless we go through not working out and then going to the gym, knowing our body gonna be sore. Mm-hmm. Terribly sore. And then you're gonna have to say, hold on, wait. I gotta do this shit tomorrow. Yes.
Knowing is coming.
Yes. That is the only way. That's the only way. If the gym can build strength in our muscles, doing that can build strength in our mind and our spirit. It's the same way. And if we ain't able to tap into that difficulty, you're spiritually weak. You're spiritually weak, dog. And we are in a spiritual warfare, not a physical. This world is a spiritual warfare. And if you're not becoming spiritually strong, a spiritual warrior, dog, this world is meant to eat you alive. Mm-hmm. For real.
Ain't it wild how, jumping back to your brother,
yeah,
like we can be yearning for something and not realize that somebody looking up to us is yearning for the same thing. So you lost your uncle, you lost your dad, you lost your brother, and those are the people, your grandfather.
I'm yearning for it. My brother's like, but I still got you.
For a father figure type deal on how to be a man, not realizing, shoot, I got to be a man for this one right here, but it's just selfish. Go ahead.
Let me tell you how much truth that is. When me and my brother were kids, he couldn't pronounce my name. Okay. Watch this. I don't know how he got this name, because my name and the nickname I have are not close. But my nickname sounds really close to something else. Watch this. My nickname growing up, my family still call me this. My cousins still call me this. Yaddy.
Yaddy?
Yaddy. Y-A-D-D-Y.
Oh, Yaddy. Okay.
Now, if you take the Y off and put a D there, what you got?
Daddy. Yes, sir.
My name is Ryan. My name is Ryan. My nickname was Yaddy. If that ain't showing me how my brother spiritually looked at me. While I'm sitting here talking about, why me? Why me? I got my dad, I got my grandpa, I got my brother's like, but I got you. What you gonna show me? What you gonna show me? I got you. Yeah, what you gonna show me?
Mm-hmm.
And because I'm so selfish, bro, I'm showing him what not to be, not inspiring him to be. By my inaction, I'm showing him what not to be, not inspiring him to be. And so I was disrespecting the position that I hold in my brother's life, not even realizing it. Because I ain't got no men around that's like, hey, your brother call you that because he looked deeper in you. You don't even realize what he calling you. I ain't realizing that. But once I started to look up the law of attraction, what it means to read different books, as a man thinketh, and all that, my brother was the first person I shared it with. First person. It's like, yo, if I know I showed him what not to be, now that I'm getting this information, now that I'm getting this knowledge, I got to give it to him. I got to share it with him. So now it's like, now the way my brother talk now,
Cold.
But I know because of the responsibility I have to plug in and to share. I can either share with my brother damnation, or I can share with my brother righteousness and elevation, right? And because of who I am in my brother's life, it will be received faster than anybody else. Mm-hmm. And I didn't realize that. And so I was so disrespectful to that space in my brother's world, because we don't have that. He don't have no pictures with me and my dad, our dad. I got one. I look so much like my dad. We twins. And so I know for a baby looking at his brother look like his dad.
You look like who I see on that picture, Yaddy.
Yes. Yeah. And so I realize, like, now I want to become successful, like, so bad, to look out for my family. You know what I'm saying? To look out for my brother, to just everything, bro. It matters so much now because I know the part I play in everybody's life now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's absolutely important to be a man of high value, of character, you know, because I want my family to be proud of me. You know what I mean? And so when I was awarded a doctorate from college, I appreciate that, bro. It was the first time that my family got to see me graduate. Like, ever have on a cap and gown,
okay,
all that. Because I got a GED when I was 16. I went to a military school. So when I got that doctorate, it was the first time that my family got to see me like that. And who videoed it is my little brother. He was all in the aisle, videoed. Proud. And I know that there were so many other times when I was doing the fool, making mistakes, going to jail and all that. I ain't proud of my little brother. My big brother, I think he gonna die.
So were you more proud to make him proud? Did he do more than you to make your little brother
This would be the first time he realized that. I was more proud of him being proud of me. That was it to me. Like, I still deal with feeling inferior and doubt and all that. But when I see my family proud of me, it's the battery in my back, dog. Like, I don't think they realize how impactful or how important they are to who I'm becoming. Yeah. Like, for my brother to be in that aisle, because I know at one point he didn't respect me. Yeah. He didn't see any value in me. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that his love didn't want to see me better, but he didn't think that I love myself enough to be better. Yeah. Right? So to see him celebrate me or be proud of me, or see me speaking at an event and him come up to me and be like, bro, you got this. Like, this is really what you do. It's almost like my dad saying, good job.
Yeah, I understand that.
It's just like my dad saying, good job. Yeah. For my brother to say it, because he know me.
Powerful.
When he told me that, we embraced for a good 5-10 minutes. And what's crazy is that somebody got a video of it. And so anytime I see it, it's like, this is why I do that. Because to see my brother see me in a righteous way, to be proud of me, to be like, bro, you gonna be successful, bro. You going after it. Like, no, you gotta give, dog. Like, whatever we can do to help you. It's like, no, I know I'm doing it. I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to do because my brother see it, my mom see it. And I know they know who I used to be. Even the parts of them or the parts of me that I would hide from them, they know me. And so if they honor who I am now, I know I'm doing the work, man. So I really want my brother to be proud of me.
What did military school do for you?
Made me an animal,
In a bad or a good way?
a good way.
Okay.
Um, it was the first time I was in military school when September 11th.
Okay.
Yeah. When the towers went into the building, I remember I was on a military base watching these dudes because they were like Marines, Army, Navy. All these guys was there, and so I seen them crying and stuff. And like these are my stepdad was in the military. He was in the Army, National Guard. So I have kind of like a background in understanding military stuff, going to military bases and stuff like that. So when I got to meet these guys, this in my mind, this was the first time me getting to see a warrior.
Okay.
You know, so there the guy that was the sergeant that was over my platoon was named Sergeant Shaban, and he was in the Marines. Big dude, like he had to walk in the door sideways. Dang. Like huge. And so I would see how either people feared him or respected him. And so for me, I like that. And so he had said to me one time, he said, Cadet Harvey, and this is when I was 16, I still remember this. He said, Cadet Harvey, the guy with all the potential and scared to use it. I graduated the top of my platoon when I was done with military school. I walked my platoon like a group of 30 guys. I walked them across the stage. I was the number one guy after the sergeant and all that other stuff. It was the first time that I got introduced to my ability to try hard, to give my best. And in military school, it was actually structured around like PT, physical training and stuff like that. So depending on how fast you could run the mile, how many push-ups, sit-ups, and all this other stuff you could do, how far you could go without breaking. They would say things like pain is weakness, leaving the body. And I would keep saying shit like, come on, bring me more pain. Bring me more pain. Like I would like crazy. And so I wanted to be in the Marines. And so in my understanding of the Marines, you got to be absolutely crazy. And so for me, I was thinking like, be fucking crazy. Like I want that. And so it was probably the first opportunity I got to see that I have real value and real potential if I push myself, for sure.
Moving from that, now we're going back to the relationships and
Yeah.
stuff. We talked about you being a fiend for sex. We didn't dive into it though, so we're about to dive into it now.
Yeah.
And also the trauma you were dumping into your relationships from. So we want to touch on that some.
Yeah. No, I was a sex fiend for sure. But that's only because I didn't value myself and I value women. And in the lack of being around men, I thought the way you please a woman is by having sex with them, And back in our day, it wasn't no what's your Instagram. You had to have game. You had to have a mouthpiece, which leaned on me being a manipulator. You know what I'm saying? And it just one led into the other. And so I think because I didn't know what it meant to be a man, I dived into what I thought being a man was, having sex, right? And so because there were no men around to teach me, hey, bro, chill out. Like, chill. Like, get that thing out your hand, my boy. Like, find you something else to do. I got addicted. And it became all I thought about. all I wanted to get into outside of street shit. You know, the street shit would help me find the girls.
It was feeding me.
Yeah, it would, exactly. So it made it easier to do it, easier to bask in it, easier to celebrate it, and got a baby mama from it. But I was a fiend, bro. And the negative aspect that I put in a lot of relationships was a man that was willing to lie and not stand for anything. I taught bad habits. I added to a woman's feeling of a hatred for me. I added to that. I added to that belief that men ain't shit. I added to that that hurt, that trauma, that disrespecting of a safe space. Um, I did that, and I also had my karma from being a single father raising a daughter. And so, yeah, it just wasn't righteous, the way that I was living and the things that I was doing. And I think that it's good that I'm not perfect. So I have some things to talk about or some things to say that God is good, and I done been through some things, but it just wasn't righteous, bro. And I manipulated women just because I wanted sex. So whatever I needed to tell them, whatever I needed to say to them, however I needed to say it, I would do it.
A lot
For
of
sure.
hurt feelings.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. And so hurt people are gonna do what? Hurt people. And so what I didn't realize is I was a young man hurt that didn't know how to deal with his hurt and who to go to learn how to go through the process of hurt. So I just knew how to pass that, or get somebody that I can get a cool hit of dopamine from. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, I wasn't trying to deal with my hurt. Just passing it on. Yeah.
The women are a lot of times get the heaviest part of our pain and stuff. And while we're making up with everybody else or grabbing forgiveness for everybody else, a lot of time we forget to go back to them or handle it, take care of their feelings, apologize to them or whatever. Where did you find yourself? What was something that hurt you the most within a relationship that you find yourself having to apologize for? If you're comfortable with sharing.
I think, man, it's nothing like crazy traumatic, not for me. Now, for someone else on the receiving end of that, I can't speak for them.
Yeah.
And I think that'd be disrespectful to say it wasn't traumatic for them either.
Yeah, I get that.
But seeing the world we live in right now with what's going on, and then after some experiences I've had with my daughter and learning about consent and coercion and all that kind of stuff, I can see just how disrespectful I've been to women.
Gotcha.
But at the same time, I could see just how scary it is to be a woman, right? And how much they almost rely on our ability to create a safe space, even if we don't know them. And the vast majority of their trauma they will experience will come from a man. And I didn't understand that until I became a father.
Yeah.
And then it started to make me look at the spaces that I could have created that I didn't, that I was a contributing factor to walls being put up. And like you said, women are the punching bag for a lot of our insecurities, and it's not cool. It's not right. It's not. I do believe as men we need to spend a lot of time by ourselves, just to get a nuance of who we are, what we want, what we desire, how we think, how we move, how we act when we have some adversity, who we are in adverse situations, circumstances. I don't think that comes. We can't learn that around a woman. We can't. We supposed to learn that by ourselves before we get with a woman, so we know how to lead.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so, because again, I didn't have men around that teach me that, I jumped into water that I wasn't ready to swim.
Mm.
Right? And in that inability of knowing how to swim, I expected other women to save me. I unconsciously expected them to be a lifeguard.
You know how hard it is to lift up a man as a woman?
It's impossible. It's impossible. And like so many things, everything, whether it was a car, crib, clothes, shoes, it's like because I didn't have that going on and I didn't push to lean into my own fire, I expected them to be the person that stoked my fire. They're supposed to be the wind that made my fire keep going. You're not supposed to do that. They're not supposed to do that at all. And if we put them in that position, how absolutely terrible and selfish it is to make someone have to carry your weight that you don't want to carry yourself. Like,
That's all relationships, though.
Yeah.
Like, not even just intimate. That's
Absolutely.
yeah, you're right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. And so I had to spend some time going to the gym of like carrying my own weight, carrying my own experience, wanting to say, yo, I want to become, I want to have, I want to uncover, be curious, discover about myself without a woman, without the encouragement, without the money, without the pushing, without the requirement, anything that had to do with a woman.
Yeah.
Because I know I needed that. I know I deserve to give myself that, to see what man I am without that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think it's possible for a man to fully become a man if he hasn't sat in his own fire without anybody saving him. Like, he gotta sit in that fire. Like, the fire is meant to knock off your impurities. The fire is meant to knock off your impurities. And if you don't sit in your fire, there are so many parts of you that won't shine because there's so many impurities that still sit next to it. And I had to learn that the hard way. I wouldn't advise nobody learning it that way. Cold turkey, looking yourself in the mirror and being so honest with yourself that you make your soul cry. Like, you know the way you thought, the excuses you made, the reason why you made them. I'm talking about being so honest with yourself where you make it impossible to stay the same after that conversation. I'm talking about if a female did something to you that you didn't like, the way you talked to her, to get your point across, so she know never to do that again. I need you to talk to yourself 10 times worse than that.
Mm.
Yes, sir. I need you. We ain't gonna change until we do that. We not. As men, we know how to endure. We know how to endure some pain. We can. It could be some surface level pain. We can endure it. We need it to be so painful and leave ourselves no way to escape it in order for us to change. It's the only way. It's the only way. If women wasn't here, we wouldn't care where we stayed, what car we drove, how we looked. We wouldn't shave. We wouldn't dress a certain type of way. We wouldn't shower, brush our teeth. We wouldn't care about none of that. We wouldn't care about none of that. And so to sit here and think that we aren't doing this for a woman is crazy. We lying to ourselves.
Mm.
But in order for me to be the best for a woman, I had to be real with myself. You ain't shit. You ain't shit. And you need to clean your shit up. Right? Your shit stink. Before you talk about somebody else's roses smell like boo-boo, yours smell like shit. right? And it's everywhere. It's over all parts of your life. I don't know if you notice or not, but the way a man does one thing is the way a man does everything. So you shitting over here, you shitting on everything. And so we can't start to clean up some stuff and start to have some stuff smell better. We got to start with you. You clean up your shit, slowly but surely, shit will start to change. But it can't change until you do. Can't. It can't, bro. And I had to learn that the hard way. I had to miss opportunities. I had to be embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? I had to really be embarrassed and really had to sit in embarrassment in order for some things to really change in my life. Yep.
If we really, I mean, especially those of us with daughters, we look at our daughters and be like, if I put a younger me in front of her, would I actually like that?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. But see, God did some things to me. I can't say what he did because I want my daughter to be able to say, Dad, you could talk about that.
Yeah.
But I've had to experience some things that has happened to my daughter that were so terrible that I know that I wouldn't have pushed myself to that extreme in order to become what I am now. Like, to be an emotionally available man, you don't want to have to go through what you will have to go through in order to become that. I would much rather men make the choice to figure out what I got to do to become that over God saying, all right, since you don't want to make that choice, let me have something happen to you. That if you lean into that, you ain't going to have no choice but to be emotionally available because your emotions are going to be so impactful, so big that it's going to feel like it's overwhelming you. You ain't going to have no choice but to cry, weep. We talking weep. You know, so it's impossible for a man to experience those things. Sometimes I feel like unless we have somebody we care so much about that we are willing to go to the depths in which only they could take us to experiencing things. I experienced something that all men fear with daughters. Fear.
I think I got you.
Yeah. Leaned into it. Leaned into it instead of saying, all right, let's go kill some shit. I said, nah, let's lean into it. Let's do everything we got to. Let's do the therapy. Let's do all of that. Let's stand up in front of a judge and say, hey, I did everything I was supposed to do. You got to do what you need to do.
Yeah.
Read the pamphlets about coercion, consent, and all that. Like, sit in it. I wouldn't have taken myself through that to become emotionally available. I said, God, I don't need that.
Yeah.
I don't need that. I don't need that. He's like, no, in order for you to be what I need you to be, I need you to be emotionally available. And if you can't do it on your own, I'm gonna have to have you go through something necessary. But seen it, had to sit with it. But I thank God for it. Thank God for it. And that's hard to say. That's hard to say. Hard to say. But one thing I know about God is that he doesn't allow anybody to go through something for nothing. That ain't it. Mm-hmm. So if I'm going through that, she went through that. It's actually for something much better. Much better. I have to own that. And I know that. It ain't no, why are we going through this? Like, dang, God, if we said I want our life to be better, we're not gonna think about what it takes to get there. We just gonna think about the benefits of the better. Right? But if I said I want to be a great man, God's saying, yeah, but you got to go through some things in order to be that. Are you willing to lean into that fire in order to become that? Mm-hmm. I'll make you use, I'll give you value. But I need you to lean into this first. Right? Of course, we don't want anything to happen to our kids. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. But do we want our kids' immune system to be low? Because they ain't never been through nothing? Because we protected them from everything. So now, when they get older, their immune system's so weak that they get sick by everything. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I ain't want that, right? And so I understand that. Is it great? No, it's not. It's terrible. But there's fuel in it. There's greatness in it. I know it. All the greatest people go through the most terrible of circumstances early. Yeah. And so I have to keep that in. God is doing something in her life. God is doing something in her life. Because if I would have took action, how vulnerable would she be now? Mm-hmm. So I had to sit in it. Had to sit in it. Got to. Because if I take, like I said, if I take an action to say, no, ain't nobody ever about to.
Yeah.
How vulnerable is she for the rest of her life? 20, 30 years. Scary, bro.
Yeah.
Scary, bro. But it's necessary. It's necessary.
And I'm asking this without trying to talk about it.
Yeah.
Did she understand the path that you took?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay.
We ain't talked about it.
Okay.
That'll be difficult.
Okay.
But I'm waiting until she get old enough to understand. But the one thing I didn't want to do was leave her with a situation where that happened and nobody did anything. Mm. Right? Because that's a vast majority of reason why people don't say anything, because they scared that nobody's going to do anything or believe them. Mm-hmm. Right? And so I know that this could be frowned upon. Like, did you really do something? Because in our world, do something is do something.
What you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? But this is like, yo, I want to be there. I want to be here. I want to be here. I still want to be here. You're going to have different things that happen in your life that I want to be here for. But if I allow this situation to dictate, there are going to be so many other things that happen in your life. I'm leaving you vulnerable for it. And so which is more important, to lean into this fire, to be there for you and to be available, or to do something about this and then leave you susceptible to everything? So what I've learned about being a man, bro, is being a man is about showing up, but making the difficult decision. And usually the righteous decision is the harder decision. The growth decision, the most valued decision is usually the harder decision.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so just owning that ain't easy.
How did you become a single father? Because you may mention it at a few times.
Some choices that her mom was making, and just so happens that there were some things that she was doing that the state came in and removed them, and by the time I found out, they were already in the custody of the state, and so I had to do a lot to get her out of that. And KVC, that's what they call in Kansas. They were all on the news for like doing things that are undignified to people in that situation. So it wasn't a piece of cake. And as a black man in a predominantly white area, it was almost like they would give you two things to see if you do them. And then right when you got the second thing done, they say, oh, wait, we forgot about these three things. And then when you get those three things done, right when you get to the end of the third thing, oh, we forgot, we got 4 things we need to get you to do. Oh, all right, cool, let's get it done. Right when you get the 4 things done, oh, we forgot it's one last thing. And the last thing is ginormous, right? They'll say, have reliable transportation. And I just got out of a truck that's on the highway that just stopped on me. I'd take an Uber up to the KBC, and that's the first question they ask. You got reliable transportation? Yeah, I do. Yeah. I ain't about to tell you my truck is on the side of the road because I'm a black man. You're going to say, nah, you don't look like you committed. And so there were some real issues there. Only got a visit 1 hour a week with my daughter. And I'll say this. Her mom, she has since passed. So I won't say anything like disrespectful. She still got kids. And so I still have very much respect for her. So there were some things that happened and the kids got taken. And so when I found out about it, they were already in custody of the state. And so there were some things that I needed to do to get her out of custody, right? There was They have a whole like list of things that you got to do. And so when I found that out, I'm walking into KBC for the first time. And at this point, my daughter was already with a foster care lady for 2 weeks, white woman. When I walk into the place, my daughter see me, she run. She run to the foster care lady. Embarrassing. Um, I'm trying not to talk about mom's part of that,
Gotcha.
just to keep
We
it
can
respectful.
not even be honest.
No, you
Okay.
cool, you cool.
Yeah.
Um, and so when I found out that she's in the custody of the state and there's some things that I got to do, they told me that I only get an hour a week visit and then she goes back with the foster lady. And so I'm thinking to myself, like, yo, what can I do to bring the most impact to these visits?
Yeah.
Because, the foster parent is white, and usually foster kids aren't looking the best. They look unkept, right? And so I said, yo, I got an idea. I'm going to pay a beautician to come up, do a background check, and come up and do my daughter's hair in the hour visit. So my visits was on Mondays. And so what I said to myself was, if I can get her hair done on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every day she look in the mirror, I don't care if it's brushing her teeth, making sure she get dressed, she gonna see her hair done and she gonna know who got her hair done, right? So even in this situation, you're not by yourself, right? That was seen by the people at KBC. So I was only on supervised visits for like the first month.
Okay.
After that, then she started coming to my mom's house. We started getting on unsupervised visits where she was with me most of the week. Then it's a long story. I'm writing a book. And then she had another foster family that was Black. It was a husband and wife. I still know them to this day. They still check on her. And they were dope. I swear, Black people need to be in those positions because they were able to let me see my daughter even outside of the scheduled times. Like, hey, you want to go somewhere? You want to go out somewhere? You got something y'all want to do during the week? If you want to go to the movies, man, hit us up. We'll meet you wherever so y'all can go do y'all thing. You want her to spend a night with you? We ain't got to tell them nothing. We see that you already a dad that's trying to get your kid. Hey, if you want to see your kid, you want to call, here's the number. You want to call her every night to make sure you call her before she go to bed? Go ahead. Stuff like that made the foster situation just a little bit different because if I could only get her Thursday to Saturday, I called and be like, hey, it's a concert on Tuesday. Come get her on Monday. Keep it the rest of the week. But because I made sure to never disrespect it, she was always back when she was supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But even now, they check on me now. Like, even now that it's all over, man, how y'all doing? Y'all cool? Y'all straight? Hey, I really appreciate you the way you looked out for me during that time. But even the white woman, Heidi, she would be like, hey, I can tell you ain't supposed to be in this position. Here's my number. What things do you want me to talk to your daughter about? To get her to start to change the way she sees you. I know she's been manipulated and all that, but what things do you need for me to talk to your daughter about so she can finally start to see you differently?
Yeah.
So it was a process. It took me 2.5 years to get out of foster care. And then, 2.5 years. But the first year and a half was KBC. The next year was because we live in Missouri. And Missouri and Kansas, they don't communicate about family stuff. They got a thing called interstate compact. So if it's a family issue going on in Kansas and you move over to Missouri, you're going to have to start the whole court process over again for it to be in the courts of Missouri. So I had to get a caseworker that came to my house that they sent. I don't forgot what they did, but they sent my information to Missouri. Missouri gave me a caseworker. And so for a year after that, I had a caseworker come to my house once a month to make sure, my lights was on, gas was on, that she had food, that she had a bedroom, the normal stuff that they check on if they check and see before they remove kids and stuff like that. But they wanted to make sure that I was on it even a year after I got her out. But that was over 10 years ago at this point. So that was a minute ago.
At what point did she start running from you?
I think when I started to get unsupervised visits, I still got the picture when we got her at my mom's house for the first time and we embraced for a long time. I still got that picture. I look at it every once in a while.
Highly emotional.
Yeah. But she ran from me for a while. She ran from me for a long time. I can remember I was looking for her before foster care. I was looking for her. And I had seen her outside her grandma's house one day. And as soon as she seen me, bro, I'm talking, ran like she seen a ghost. I don't think people understand when a man really cares about his kids, just how painful, just how painful it is for your kid to look at you like you ain't nothing, or that you are the boogeyman, or that you ain't there to love, protect, provide, and all that. Like it's something that you can't explain. It's something that will make a man check out. And I ain't talking like just check out mentally. I'm talking check out where he kill himself. That pain from like, and it's unfair that, people know how painful it is for men, and it feels like that's the place they do it at the most. And but I wish people took that serious, like, because we care about our kids.
Yeah. In
a real way. We care about our kids, and the things that happen to our kids, the things that our kids go through, it affects us greatly. It affects us greatly. And I wish that we had more men that were willing to say just what those feelings are. Because it's a real thing.
Does that thing ever show up nowadays, is when anything is happening that you feel like she's running from? You get that glimpse of her running from you, and it's like,
I get it still now.
Yeah.
I still get it. And I get it anytime I'm trying to be a dad.
Yeah.
Not if I'm being cool. If I'm like, oh, that's cool. If I'm not, like, why you do that? Tell me, explain that to me. Why you do that? Make it make sense. If I'm doing anything like that. Now, if I'm just being cool, you need anything? Cool. But if I'm trying to hold you accountable, you're still wrong.
Say your mama. You probably taking the place of what your mama was taking at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's
what you said.
That's why I said that. Absolutely. That's why I said that the things that I did to my mom, it understands. And what's so crazy about this is that when I go through it with my daughter and I'm going through something, first person I'm gonna call my mom. And so she'll be like, hey, I get it, but remember how you used to be. And I'm like, that's the last thing I want to hear right now, dog. I ain't talking to you about who I used to be. I'm trying to talk to somebody that can understand. She's like, no, the quickest way for you to understand is to think back to who you used to be. That ain't what I want to hear. Right? But again, my mom is truth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I know she telling the truth. Like, yo, the best way to learn what she need is to remember what you was doing and what you needed. Your child is you.
Real best friend for you.
Shh. Didn't you say, boy, you act like your damn daddy? Well, guess what? Boy, she act just like you.
Hold up.
Boy, she act just like you. So she'll do things that I'll be like, dang, she right. She right. So I know how I was when somebody was trying to tell me what to do. I ain't trying to listen to that. I ain't trying to listen to that. That's what she do now. You know what I'm saying? And so I just got to figure out a different way to communicate, try to be what I didn't have. You know what I'm saying? And it's difficult because, a man will only know how to do what he do.
Yeah.
And to learn how to do what he do a different way, it's hard,
I want to say this before I go into the
Yeah.
lighter things. Because you made mention of when we were talking about your brother, you disrespecting the position you was in, but at the same time, still a kid.
Yeah.
And you still...
It's impossible for me to know certain things.
So you had to go through it to evolve. I just want to make that clear for the audience.
Yeah.
You should have been on that type of time.
In the comments, he'd be like, yeah, you should have been. You disrespect your little brother like that.
Yeah. All of us probably would have disrespected our little brother like that.
Well, but we ain't that bad no more.
Yeah, for sure. And that's where we at now. Yeah. We ain't that bad no more. Let's talk about some of the doper things you doing, like talking it, going to prisons. You made mention of a lot of stuff that I can't even remember. So talk about how you started opening those doors and what it means to you.
Finding myself has been the most impactful thing I've ever done in my life. More important than me being a father, like who I am now, me being a father benefits from, for sure. I'm doing a lot of stuff, but I know it's because of God. Yeah. What 1,000%. And what's interesting is that when I decided to finally look at myself and change my life and decide to read and the things that I read, I write, journal, and then try to incorporate those things into my life. And when I make a mistake, I'll try again and try again and try again and try again and try again. It is afforded me the opportunity, man, to speak. I wasn't trying to be no speaker. It wasn't even something I was wanting to do. Honestly, I thought I was going to be a dude in the construction world and have a concrete business. Mm-hmm. That's what I really thought. But when I started changing my life, I started making videos. I went to the Bahamas one time, and I was battling foster care and all this other stuff. But I took a trip, and I went on a cruise. I was turning 30, and I was sitting in this cafeteria style place on the ship, and this guy asked me the score of a Cavaliers game. LeBron was in the finals at this time. He was playing for the Cavaliers. And he asked me to score the game. I told him, he was like, yo, what do you do? It's like, man, I do concrete, I read books, all this other stuff. He was like, just so happens that we about to get concrete done at home. I got all the measurements. Do you mind telling me how much you would do it for if I gave you the measurements? I was like, yeah. He was like, well, I just want to know just so I can gauge the price when I get home. So we started talking about that. I showed him the price. He was like, dang, this price, if you were home, I'd ask you to do it. He's like, yeah. And then I showed him some pictures because I had pictures in my phone. He's like, man, how'd you get into this? I told him the story, start talking to him about the books that I read, how I'm trying to change my life, my backstory. His wife sat down. She's like, honey, you need to listen to him. He talks about all these books he reads and he's doing concrete. Talk to him about the concrete. By the end of the conversation, the wife had tears in her eyes, gave me a hug. And the dude's like, they were like from Pennsylvania or something. Dude's like, hey man, I want to challenge you. He was like, man, if I never would have asked you to score the basketball game, we never would have had this crazy impactful conversation. I want to challenge you to not wait on somebody to come and talk to you. You should just go up and just start talking to people, because don't nobody's like, bro, we've been to a lot of seminars and stuff. Nobody talks like you. I'm like, dang, for real? He's like, man, just challenge yourself. So I sat with it the rest of the trip. When I got home, I started making videos. Just grab my phone. This is before you could do lives, right? I'm just making a video, put it up there. Then when they allowed people to start going live, I think I was like one of the first people in the city, seriously, that was able to do lives. And I was just doing motivational, positive stuff. Slowly and surely, teachers at schools would say, yo, come into my classroom. I got some third graders that really would need to hear this. Then more teachers start calling. Let's continue making videos. Then I started getting asked to come on podcasts, then events, then non-for-profits. Then the next thing you know, man, I start being invited into prisons, federal prisons, maximum security prisons. Then I get invited into judges' chambers, and then I'm speaking at events. Then I'm speaking in St. Louis University. Bro, honestly, it ain't me. It ain't. I give honor to God with giving me a gift and me using my gift. I believe that everybody has a gift. Do I think that in order for you to find your gift, you have to sit alone? Absolutely. I believe you have to sit with yourself. You have to look within yourself and spend some time actually being curious about who you are and really spend time with that. I think your gift will find you. I think it will show itself. And then it's up to you to be willing to do the work. But the quote that said that quote that people say is that your gift will make room for you. All I did was make videos, bro. All I did was read books, do the work, journal. I would walk around with a book bag with like 20 books in it. Seriously, and journal. I would walk around with it all the time. If I went anywhere, I wanted my commitment with me at all times. I was like, I went cold turkey. Like, to change my life, I went so far with it that I removed everything. Like, I went far. I stopped listening to music. I would listen to audiobooks all day. Right? Like, I would listen to Zig Ziglar, Bob Proctor, Jim Rome, Les Brown, Tony Robbins. I would listen to that type of stuff all day. I'm talking
TED Talks.
TED Talks. I wouldn't work a job. Listen, me and my daughter, y'all don't beat me up for this, all right? Because I already know I didn't do right, all right? Please don't tell me. But I went so far with it because I know me. I'm an adrenaline junkie. Like, I like extreme stuff. I jump out of planes and stuff. So I know it got to be like extra. So I wouldn't work a job. I'd be like, no, God gonna bring me my purpose. I will go through not having lights on, not having water, not having food, all that. Being a single father. I said, no, God, I'm serious. I'm serious. I'm going to take away anything that would be distracting from finding out what I'm supposed to do. I went through things that I probably shouldn't have gone through. Took my daughter through things that I probably shouldn't have took her through, being uncomfortable, because I wanted to be a man that had purpose. And I fooled myself into thinking that I had to go that extreme to show God that I wanted it.
Yeah.
Right? And so I would never tell somebody else to do that. There are so many times that we could have been in some very, very, very bad situations, but by God's grace, he didn't allow that to happen. You feel me? But I do know that for me personally, I had to do something extreme to shake myself up in order for me to make this series. I had to do it so much that I said, yo, as extreme as I did it, it'd be impossible for me to not do it now. It's impossible for me to not commit. After doing that, your daughter went through not having food, water. We going to the neighbor's house, taking a spigot at 5 o'clock in the morning, using a water spigot to fill up water jugs so you can put water in the sink, water on the stove so you can warm it up just so y'all can wash up, warm it up just so you can drink the water. Bro, you gonna put you and your daughter through all that and not commit to it? Yeah, no. I put myself through some stuff to commit to it, but I had to shake myself up. I had to shake myself up. If I had worked a job, I know me. If I worked a job and was able to pay bills, I wouldn't have committed. I wouldn't have committed to it as much as I should. And I know that's crazy. I know that's crazy. But I needed to shake myself up so much because I had become so used to the way that I was living that I wouldn't have pushed myself to the extreme. Nothing in my life I would have put myself in to push myself that far. And so I know that I wanted to change my life that bad where I had to literally cut out so many things, and I was foolish. I was crazy.
It remind me of that Abraham sacrifice.
Yes.
Put his son on the...
Yes. I and Job.
Take it all. Yeah.
I've lost it all several times on this journey. And I'm still saying, God, I'm still doing this. I will use me losing it all to find a motivation or a positive in it to give to the people. I promise you. Test me.
It's crazy. I was putting my hoodie on. I was grabbing the hoodie out of the dryer. Mm-hmm. The first hoodie I had in my hood was a Job hoodie. I said, I just wore this the last time, so I'm gonna just grab this one. That's wild.
Bro, people that hear my story and know me personally, my mom will call me and be like, man, I was reading Job, and it just remind me of you. Like, I've lost it all, and willingly. And it don't stop nothing. Like, there's been so many videos I made where I'm in the midst where I'm like, yo, if it ain't for me making these videos, I ain't got nothing. If it ain't for the fact that I've gained a perspective of positiveness in spite of tragedy and circumstance, I'd be cooked. And so I'm saving myself and using only thing that I know to use in the midst of circumstance is being positive and thanking God. Bro, it's so many times the people that know me intimately was like, bro, I don't even know how you doing this. I don't know how you still committed to I said, hey, God is over my life. I know that without a shadow of a doubt, but I know me and him got a covenant. And there's some things that I want that only he can give me.
Yeah.
I'm not into man-made faith because I'm only get man-made benefits. I want God-made faith. I want God-made benefits. That the things that he give to me can't no man take away. But I know if I clock into man-made faith things, any man will be able to take it away if he don't like something I'm saying or doing. And so with the God-made faith, I've had to realize that the God-made faith move at a totally different time and speed. That you're going to have to stay down longer than you want, longer than you can guess, longer than you desire. But the things that he going to give you are going to be past your imagination. So I say, yo, that's the fight. I'm choosing my heart. It'd be hard to sit still or be hard to do that. I'm going to choose hard to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, again, covenant. I'm going down with this shit, bro. My life is God ordained steps. I'm going down with this shit. If something happened to my voice, dog, I'm cooked. I'm out. You ain't about to see me doing something else. You ain't about to see me, oh, well, shoot, I'm going to go do something different now that I can't do my gift. No, he's giving me a gift. He didn't give me 2 of them. He didn't give me 3 of them. He gave me a gift. And this gift, I'm going to use until the wheels fall off. You feel me? And if I can't do this, I know my death is imminent. For sure. What else of value am I supposed to do? For real. I've come to terms with this is my thing. This is what he has me do. And the day that I've done it to the degree that he wants me to, and I'm done with it, I know I'm up out of here. I know that. And I'm cool with that, bro. 1,000%.
So in closing, I'm gonna ask you to leave us marked out and then pray us out.
Absolutely.
Marked out. If you don't mind leaving us marked out with some words for the minds and the hearts, then pray us out.
love you enough to do the hard thing. Love you enough to give yourself an opportunity. Love yourself enough to give yourself grace that everything you've been through, it ain't for your destruction. It's for your betterment.
Yeah.
Love yourself. Go into that mirror and realize that the reflection that is looking back at you can be changed by you. Because I know that if I got into the mirror and my reflection was smiling at me and I ain't smiling, I'm getting out of that fucking mirror. Because that's a demon. But I know that the only way our life can change, or the reflection that is looking back at me can change, is if I do something to change it. Now, if I smile at my reflection gonna smile at me. I need people to realize the only way your life is gonna change is if you do the changing of your life. God has blessed you with all of the power to do it. You don't have to get it from nowhere else. It's not in some far distant land. It's not in some new city. I swear to you, it is sitting dormant within you, waiting for you to love yourself enough to bring it to life.
That's real, because we'll take a milk crate and make a basketball goal.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's real.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right. God, I honor and love you and cannot do any of this in my life without you. God, I ask that you continue to use us for your grace, your greatness. You continue to use us to get people to get closer to you. God, in all of the things that people might see of value in me, please allow them to see it because of you. God, I ask that this show, podcast, or this platform be used to edify your name, to edify your love, your power, your abundance. God, I love you. 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 And I thank you for everything you're doing in everybody's life, good, bad, or indifferent, because I know agony brings triumph. I know trial, pain brings champagne, God. I know that. I know that. You've done that so many times in my life, God. God, I honor you with my gift. I honor you with my voice. I honor you with my actions. I honor you with all of me. In your name I pray. Amen.
Amen. You said this was going to be a good one. And that it was.
Yes, sir.
The goal is to leave a lasting imprint on their minds and their hearts. We pray you've been indelibly marked. Peace.
Well, thank you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.